Well, what's going on, everybody? It's me, Down Weeb here, back with another episode of a brand new What If that you guys got to vote on during my community post that I posted yesterday, and that got second place. So this video should be coming out right after What If Naruto was a Demigod Part 12. So this is Part 1 for What If Naruto was a Dragon Slayer. So let's get right into the What If. I hope you guys enjoy this. I've had this in the back of my mind for a while. So let's explain how this is going to work. So, as we already know, the Dragon Slayers from Fairytail were raised by dragons. So let's get into how this is going to occur. Miyuto and Kushina die as the Ninetales is shoved directly through them. Miyuto then uses the Reaper Death Seal to seal the entire Ninetales within himself and Naruto. Half into Naruto and half into him, just like the original. However, this time, in this timeline, after he's done sealing them, before the Third can come by and pick up Naruto like what happens in the original. This time, however, now the dragons exist in this world. Yes, the dragons who were in the world of Fairytail are in Naruto, and in the next part, if we have time, I'll get to in this part. But anyway, the dragon Igneel will be flying over the Leaf Village at this time, trying to inspect the unnatural amount of nature energy chakra he can feel coming off of the QB. As Igneel flies down to defend the child, he then realizes that the Ninetales is gone. He can sense that the Jinchuriki of the Ninetales is now this young boy of Minato and Kushina. He picks up the child in its blanket and then flies off away. Hiruzen comes by and sees that Kushina and Minato are dead, and he assumes that the Ninetales must have been killed as well in the attack, meaning that the Leaf Village is now severely weakened as its strongest asset is missing. Igneel and Naruto would fly off into the distance as Igneel would decide to raise Naruto himself. As Naruto would grow up away from the Leaf Village and being taught by Igneel, Igneel would explain to Naruto all the ways of the world and teach him about humans and writing and reading. Naruto's personality would be much more similar to Natsu from Fairytail in the original. As Igneel and Naruto grow closer and Naruto sees Igneel like a father to him, Igneel then explains to Naruto that their purpose in this world is much more greater than any of them could ever imagine. Naruto and Igneel train quite often when he was younger in order to teach Naruto the correct Kekkei Genkai that can only be gifted by dragons. In this world of Chakra, people have Kekkei Genkai, which are these things called blood trait limits, Igneel explains to Naruto, such as the Uchiha clan from the Leaf Village, which is the village from the Land of Fire, my territory actually. Because Igneel is the King Fire Dragon, which makes him the ruler of the entire Land of Fire and protector of it. Igneel explains that, anyway, that this Kekkei Genkai is usually gifted from genetics and DNA from a long amassing of chakra for many generations. However, the dragons have a very large amount of nature energy deep inside of us that we can give access to certain humans if we choose to. These humans are then called Dragon Slayers, and this chakra Kekkei Genkai would be known as the Dragon Slayer Kekkei Genkai, a rare Kekkei Genkai only given to a few of those who are chosen by us specifically. Naruto, in order for you to accept this gift, I need you to train hard and begin to master Fire Jutsu. Naruto, even knowing that he has a wind natural energy, actually begins developing and learning his second chakra nature of flame. As Igneel coaxes out the flames within Naruto, he finally gets Naruto to become a very decent user of flame jutsu. By the time Naruto is 8 years old, Igneel and Naruto are basically finishing up their training. As Naruto has a grasp on almost all of the Fire Dragon techniques, the Fire Dragon Roar, the Fire Flame Pit Fist, and some other unique techniques that he can create, Igneel says that he'll be gone for a while, and Naruto passes out. As Naruto wakes up alone, he searches for Igneel, wearing the scarf that his father had given him. As Naruto rushes around, he then finally finds his way out from the homeland that he and Igneel came from. He promises that he's going to find his father Igneel, no matter what, and begins to head out on his own. As Naruto heads towards the Leaf Village unknown to him, he then walks into the Leaf Village where the Border Patrol see an 8-year-old kid walking in. He's calling for Igneel, and as he does so, he stumbles his way through the Leaf Village. The Chunin and other ninja there don't see this little kid and have no idea who he is, and decide that he's probably not worth the trouble anyway. As he walks around, he then is getting scared, and he rushes around, looking around the entire village. This is when he's brought to the third Hokage by some Chunin who are kind of nervous about seeing this kid in the Leaf Village. The third Hokage sees Naruto and immediately recognizes that this is Miyato's son. He decides that he can't tell. Decides he has to figure out something, and Naruto, he is given his own house just like the original. He then explains to Naruto that this is the Leaf Village and that your real parents, your human parents, came from here. Naruto is confused and then actually asks the third Hokage if he knows where Igneel is. The third Hokage, who actually knows who Igneel is, due to him helping fight in the last Great Ninja War, and almost all of the Great Ninja Wars, along with the Leaf Village, he obviously knows who Igneel is. He explains that Igneel is the guardian of the Land of Fire and hasn't been seen for for years, and not since the Third Great Ninja War, in fact. Naruto says that he's lying and that the dragons do exist, and that he had been raised by Igneel his entire life. Now, Naruto is input into the academy at a later age. Naruto's skills were way above an academy student, and Sasuke admired him for his fire jutsu. Naruto searched across the Leaf Village multiple times and called for Igneel for many of it. Naruto always seemed sad, and he eventually forgot about his mission, and he said that he would find Igneel eventually, no matter what, one day. So, Naruto goes back and focuses on his life now, and says that after he becomes a strong ninja himself, then he'll go and hunt Igneel down and find him, and ask why he left him there all those years ago. Naruto's 10 years old now, and as he's adapted to ninja life and academy life fairly well, he now continues to wear his orange jumpsuit from the original, instead of his rags he had originally, plus his white scarf that had been given to him. Naruto, who has the scarf that Igneel had given to him, always kept it close to him. Whenever anyone else tried to touch it, he would get really pissed off and try and actually challenge them to a fight. Naruto doesn't really pull pranks much as a kid, however, he does like to show his skills to the other kids as well as the villagers to try and make them impressed with him. Naruto's dream in this timeline isn't necessarily to become the Hokage, however, his dream is to protect all of his friends, as well as keep everyone in the Leaf Village safe until he can find Igneel to defend the Land of Fire again. Speaking of which, the other dragons across the lands have been noticed as being missing as well, and unknown to Naruto, a few other children have now been missing their parents as well. Naruto continues to train and becomes stronger as he masters a few more of the Fire Dragon ninjutsu, and as he becomes closer to being an adult, he then realizes that he's 12 years old, and as being so, he then has to take the Academy graduation test as a genin. Naruto takes the graduation test, and Sasuke, who looks at Naruto and thinks he's just a big fire-spitting idiot, then watches as he takes his examination. Naruto's instructed to make a clone, and Naruto puts his hands together and creates a hand sign. Instead of creating a normal hand sign, Naruto's Kekigenkai, the Dragon Slayer Kekigenkai, allows him to use his element to basically create most jutsus as long as he can use the proper hand seal and as well as fire release. Naruto does this and creates a regular clone using his fire release, which creates a fire clone that bursts out of existence through combustion. Iruka is quite impressed with this as he has displayed his own combat skills before, and Naruto passes the graduation test. Mizuki would try to steal the scroll later on from the third Hokage's office, be captured, and eventually be sent to prison. Now Sasuke, Sakura, and the rest of the team, and all the rest of the teams, and the ninja who are going to become genin take their graduation exams. Everyone passes just like the original, and then the next day everyone meets up. I'll do a little bit more in-depth detail about what Dragon Slayers are, so that you guys can understand more about the story for people who haven't watched that anime yet. So, without spoiling too much about the series, basically there are different types of Dragon Slayers. So Dragon Slayers are kids who were raised by dragons instead of human parents, who then inherit their magic, because Fairytail is a magic anime. They then inherit the dragon's magic themselves, which means they have to have access to that magic. So for Naruto's case, he has chakra. So instead of having magic in this world, I've changed the dragons to having a lot of chakra, similar to the tailed beasts, and I've also gotten some story written there. We'll get into that, but basically, in Fairytail, you have different moves that you can access based on what dragon you learned under. It also gives you this access to a special ability called Dragon Force, which is when you feel intense emotion. It gives you access to the dragon's powers. And those who have the powers of dragons as a dragon slayer have this other thing in them called a seed, which is this like small bag, as was shown in Fairytail, that eventually will grow to turn you into a dragon yourself. Igneel, as well as the other dragons in this world, actually have those taken out and deactivated inside of their respective dragon slayers. The dragon slayers have access to use, in this case, Chakra, for all types of that ability, and their flames are generally stronger than a regular flame mage's, or in this case, a ninja who uses a flame chakra. So I hope that explains enough. If you have any questions, I'll respond to any of those below. Make sure to comment that. But let's get into the part. So, you guys voted last time that 65% of you would like Naruto to be on Team 7 with Naruto and then Sasuke as well as Sakura. So I'm going to be doing that, I believe. So sorry for, I know a lot of people wanted some other stuff, but majority rules. But maybe in a different what if I'll do some different team stuff. But anyway, so the next day comes and Naruto is assigned his team. Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura are placed on the same team, and Naruto is super impressed. He's actually excited that him and Sasuke are on the same team, so he can prove to Sasuke that he's a great ninja too, and that Igneel raised him right, so that he can come find him again someday. Naruto's personality is very much similar to Natsu from Fairytail, and he's very happy-go-lucky since, again, this Naruto wasn't treated bad in the village, because when he was raised by Igneel, so he always had a parent and he wasn't alone. So Naruto's a much happier child in this timeline, and now that he's 12 years old and graduating, he's just generally a happier person, so he's a little bit more naive as well, though. So, anyway, Naruto is placed on Team 7, and he meets his Jonin instructor. As no one in the village knows what happened to the Nine Tails, as they don't know if Naruto has the Nine Tails, is the Nine Tails Jinchuriki or not, they decided that even though Naruto's test scores are extremely high, because he came into the village as an unknown, as well as claiming that he was raised by a dragon, which Hiruzen himself hadn't seen for many years, ever since he himself was a child. He then isn't super sure of this claim, so he places him under Kakashi to watch him more, as Kakashi is one of their strongest Jonins. So, anyway, Kakashi, Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura meet up on the roof of the school itself when they start discussing their dreams, hopes, and ideals. Kakashi asks Sasuke first what his dreams and hopes are. Sasuke then explains that he doesn't really have a dream or a goal, but he has an ambition. Because he's an Avenger, he has to kill a certain someone. Kakashi raises an eyebrow to this and then looks over to Sakura, who's just staring at Sasuke intently like she is looking at a new piece of meat made for dinner. He then snaps her focus and she says, "Oh, my dream? Well, I just want to..." She looks at Sasuke, she then blushes and just starts laughing. Moving on from there, then Kakashi moves to Naruto. Naruto sits there patiently smiling while he has his white scarf wrapped around his neck. Then, Kakashi asks Naruto what his dreams are. Naruto smiles and looks up and says that, well, my dream is... I want to go find my dad, Igneel. I know he wouldn't have left me behind that day if there was something else going on, and he must be looking for me now even, so I'm sure I'll find him again someday. So, my dream is to go find my dad, Igneel, and so I'm going to become strong enough so I can go and search across the world to go find him. Kakashi thinks about this and then thinks of his own father, the White Fang. He then looks back to Naruto, and Naruto's still smiling. Naruto then explains that his favorite food and his favorite likes are... He likes to train, as well as he likes to play pranks on people with using his flames. He also really loves this guy named Ichiraku, who makes some really tasty ramen that he found a while ago. He then looks at Kakashi expectantly, and Kakashi says, "Nice." So Kakashi, who moves back to the topic, then says that they'll be taking a test today, well, tomorrow actually, where you will all not be eating breakfast. Naruto looks horrified as he just loves eating in general, and as he's been accustomed to the village now, he's grown to accustomed to the foods of the city and not the country foods that him and Igneel would find and hunt down. Naruto sighs as he goes back to his house that night and sleeps, thinking about Igneel and how he's going to become a strong fire ninja that someday. and become a true Dragon Slayer, just like what Igneel told him he should become. Naruto smiles as he falls asleep, and he wakes up the next morning. Naruto heads over to the training grounds where he meets up with Kakashi, Sakura, and Sasuke. Kakashi comes late, just like in the original, due to him being lost in the path of life. And so, Naruto begins the bell test. As Kakashi pulls up the bells, he then says, "Now, kids, here, you guys are gonna have to take these bells from me." Sakura raises her hand and then says, "But Kakashi, there's only 2 bells." Kakashi nods and says that this test is meant to see if you guys can actually attain these bells from me, and whoever doesn't attain a bell will be sent back to the academy. Naruto grits his teeth as he uses his high sense of smell and his other highly escalated senses from training with Igneel to become a Dragon Slayer to tell that Kakashi's not lying. He then notices that Kakashi is staring at Naruto expectantly, as the other 2 ninja just dove into the side as Sasuke and Sakura use their training. Naruto stands there as he tells Kakashi he's going to fight him head-on. As Kakashi smiles, thinking that this was exactly what he was expecting, Naruto then bursts into the air. He then says, "Dragon style. Dragon, fire, iron fist." He pushes all of his flame chakra into his hand as he uses nature and release energy. Kakashi's amazed at Naruto being already able to use fire release at such a young age. He then slams his fist into Kakashi, causing Kakashi to gag a little as he wasn't expecting this much power. Kakashi tried blocking of his hand, and his hand gets pushed back as Naruto uses another fire dragon iron fist, hitting Kakashi's other hand, causing the book to go flying out. Kakashi decides he has to take this one a little bit more seriously, as he's unnaturally strong for a genin. Naruto then holds a breath, and as he forms his hands together into the fire release signal that Igneel had taught him for a Dragon Slayer to use. He then uses a flame release as he says, "Flame release, dragon, fire dragon roar." As he uses the fire dragon's roar, he then bursts another large flame attack at Kakashi. Kakashi quickly uses his own substitution jutsu to make it appear that he was caught in the flames. As Kakashi's clone is burned to a crisp and falls to the ground, Naruto rushes over trying to take the bells from it, just as it just poofs away. Kakashi then decides that he'll stay away from him and take out the other 2 for now. Naruto then uses his keen sense of smell. "I'm there, I got you." He then found the scent of Kakashi and begins charging into the forest. As Naruto jumps from tree to tree, he then looks around to see where the Kakashi, their sensei, might be. As he looks around, he then sees that Kakashi's about to prey on Sakura, and just as he's about to activate the genjutsu on her, Naruto comes flying out of the woods with a down kick. Fire Dragon Iron Claw. As he uses the Iron Claw jutsu, he then slams down into Kakashi's back, causing him to crash into the ground as he gags again, feeling the stench of the flames that Naruto is causing to have smoke up on his back. Kakashi rolls around on the ground to push the fire out and looks at Naruto with his eyes wide. Then, Naruto looks at him and says that he's going to get him to use all of his power as he smiles again, pumping his fist in the air. Naruto then dives back into the forest, telling Kakashi to come catch him if he can. Kakashi, who laughs as he thinks that this kid just challenged a Jonin, rushes after him. Sakura is kind of scared for now, but Sasuke is watching from a distance and is getting annoyed that Naruto's taking all the spotlight. So, as Kakashi and Naruto come running out into the clearing again, then Sasuke dives out of the tree and activates his own fire jutsu. He makes the tiger seal, and then just as Naruto's right behind him, and Kakashi's about to run into him, Sasuke then activates the fireball jutsu, catching Kakashi in it. Kakashi's hair is now on fire as he tried to escape as he rolls on the ground again using a water jutsu to take himself out and stop burning. He looks at the 2 annoyed and says he's gonna have to take this more seriously then. As he pulls his headband up, he then activates his Sharingan, just like what Naruto himself was waiting for to see. He knew that Kakashi had some sort of power hidden from when he was sensing him before. Naruto and Sasuke then work together as they begin to fight against Kakashi. Sasuke wants to know why Kakashi has a Sharingan of his own brethren and how did he get one. So he leaves these questions in the back of his mind for now. As Kakashi fights with Sasuke as well as Naruto, Sakura comes running into the clearing as she tries to help the 2. Well, we both know how Sakura is. Anyway, Naruto and Sasuke continue to fight together, and as Sasuke picks up Naruto by his hands and begins to spin him, he then tells him to go right now. Naruto then charges a loud as he puts all his fire release and energy in his chakra into his feet, causing his feet to catch fire as he burns, creating a burning top, very similar to a spinning tornado of flames. As he then shoots outward, he then uses a flame clone to burst and combust in front of Kakashi just to distract him enough for Naruto to kick him in the face. The flames hit Kakashi as he gets pushed back into a tree. At this point, Sakura runs up and grabs the bells from behind Kakashi, and just as she's about to throw them to Naruto and Sasuke to catch them to get out of the way, then Kakashi grabs her leg and pulls her back. Naruto and Sasuke rush forward as they try to defend their teammate, and just as all three of them have their kunai at Kakashi's neck, Kakashi puts his hands up and says that they won the bell test. Kakashi's amazed at these Genin's strength, especially Naruto. Naruto and Sasuke's tag team using Flame Jutsu was amazing, as well as how their teamwork together was similar to him and Obito. He says that Naruto and both Sasuke and Naruto as well as Sakura did a good job and that they pass. They all eat their lunches as Kakashi sits kind of disappointed that he probably should have used more of his Sharingan abilities. He even tried copying that jutsu that Naruto had used, but for some reason, it didn't translate. Naruto's hand seals weren't even... He only used one hand seal to create that jutsu, which was odd to him as no other jutsu that powerful he'd seen only required one hand seal. He goes to ask Naruto about this, and Naruto explains that his type of jutsu is more like a Gekkei Genkai. He explains that because he's a Dragon Slayer, Igneel himself gave him this power, and that his ability now, he can basically use any of the Fire Dragon Slayer jutsus with only using the Fire Release hand seal. Kakashi's amazed at this and thinks that he's never heard of this jutsu before, or of someone being called a Dragon Slayer. Naruto then explains to Kakashi that he's going to find his dad one day, and then he can explain to Kakashi himself since he doesn't really understand it that well either. They then all head back to their homes for the night, and Kakashi says they should better get up early tomorrow for their first mission. As Naruto lays down, he then takes a big breath as he suddenly relaxes, letting out a sigh. As the entire team goes to sleep, little do they know that somewhere far away in the Land of Waves, a few demons as well as Gato have been planning on attacking the land to reap its harvests and resources. As Naruto and Sasuke and Sakura all finished their meals, as I said last time, they then had begun their vigorous working to complete the D-rank missions. Naruto is running through a forest, and as we can see his boots flashing, he continues to run as a white scarf around his neck begins to flow behind him through the forest. As he rushes through, you can hear a whistling of trees as Naruto sniffs to smell the air for the scent of the beast. As he continues to run and climb across the treetops of the forest, he then dives down as he finds it. He picks it up and smiles, whispering into the microphone, "Target acquired." Naruto's holding the cat up, and as he looks at it, he then sees that it has a vigorous glow in its eye of rage and sorrow for being captured and being returned to its master. Naruto then returns to the main area where he finds Kakashi, Sasuke, and Sakura waiting impatiently. Sasuke says that took too long and that he really must be an idiot, huh? And that stupid parent of his might actually be a dragon or a stupid lizard after all. Naruto grits his teeth and clenches his fist together and tells him to not make fun of Igneel like that or he's going to clock him. Sakura then tells Naruto to shut up and that Sasuke is probably right about it anyway, as she blushes and stares at Sasuke with eyes trying to penetrate through his raw soul. Kakashi is getting fed up with this, and as they get back to the third Hokage's office to drop off the cat, Naruto finally snaps. "Lord Hokage, please give us a harder mission. My flame control, as well as Sasuke, I hate to admit it, and Kakashi Sensei and Sakura are all pretty non-challenged from these missions. Isn't there something a little bit higher that we could do? Something like, I don't know, an A-rank mission?" The third Hokage stares at Naruto for about 10 seconds with nothing but a solid air of span as the two stare each other in the eyes. The third Hokage then bursts out laughing as he just heard that this Genin asked for an A-rank mission. As he laughs harder than he ever had in many years, he then looks down at Naruto and says, "Tell you what, kid, since you made me laugh so much, I guess I'll assign you one level higher mission. I'll assign you a C-rank mission. But that's it. No higher than that, alright? If you can prove to pass this mission without any failures or casualties, then we'll consider maybe giving Team 7 some higher difficulty missions in the future." Naruto nods and smiles, and puts a thumbs up towards his team, knowing that he got his way. Sasuke begrudgingly actually is kind of happy that Naruto did this, as he's patient, but in order to gain power, he's going to have to actually fight some people who are decent enough and not be catching cats and helping people cross the street, as well as picking up trash on the side of the road all day. At that point, Kakashi, who's been bored and has almost finished his book, Make Out Paradise Volume 3, decides that it would be an interesting turn of events if they could maybe have a little bit of a tougher mission. Then, the third Hokage calls in the only C-rank mission they have available right now. Tazuna, come in. Tazuna, the bridge builder, immediately enters through into the building, and as he walks into the room, he sees 3 brats, one with dark black hair, another with bright pink as if though it was dyed in some sort of tie-dye, and then the most boring one of them all, one with golden hair and some weird scarf around his neck. Oh, as well as some dude with a mask on. He asks if these people are seriously going to be the one protecting him, and Third Hokage nods. He, who knows that he'll be hunted down by Gato's men, thinks that perhaps the older one, the adult, might be able to actually protect him from something tougher, as he looks strong. Naruto, who's still the shortest at this point from training with Igneel, wouldn't necessarily make him taller. He then looks up at Tazuna and tells him that he's going to be protecting him on his mission. At that point, Tazuna laughs and says that if a run like you can protect me, then I truly have lost this world to nonsense. The team then head out as Naruto is annoyed, and he says goodbye to the third Hokage as he runs out. As he's running out, he touches his scarf gently and thinks about his father, Igneel, and how this will be his first time actually, ever since leaving their actual home, or their home from many years ago, that he'll leave the Leaf Village. As Naruto walks out of the village, he can feel so many different scents and smells, all heading towards his face. Suddenly he smells something. Sasuke and Kakashi look out. Immediately, 2 demon brothers come diving out of the side of the woods, trying to hit Kakashi. Naruto then has a hot flame as he says, well, that's getting me all fired up. As Naruto feels fire begin to pool over his entire body as his chakra begins to naturally turn into its dragon flames. Naruto then says, Fire Dragon Iron Fist, as he, in one large arc, slams his fist into both of the Chunin level ninja, instantly knocking them out as they have smoke and as well as charred markings all over their entire uniforms. Sasuke is mildly impressed and then says that at least he's not a scaredy cat. Naruto smiles as he looks down at him and basically makes these conniving eyes that show him that he thinks he's better than Sasuke. Sasuke picks up on this and immediately punches Naruto in the back of the head, causing him to fall to the ground, where a big bruise begins to form on his head. Naruto tells him they didn't have to do that, you know. At that point, then, the team continues to head onward as Kakashi reveals to Tazuna that he knows who they were, and that those were ninja from the Mist Village. Tazuna begrudgingly tells him the truth, and then Kakashi tells him that if this mission gets any further, then they'll continue on. However, if there's more ninja like that, then they should be okay. At that point, suddenly, Kakashi as well as Naruto both sense it, as Kakashi and Naruto have, as we both know, have extremely are both sensory types. Naruto dives to the ground using his sense of smell to feel that danger is coming as he smells iron. Sasuke and Sakura follow his lead as well as Tazuna being pulled down by Sasuke and Sakura. Kakashi's already on the ground as well as he had just sensed the attack, when suddenly a sword the size of a man itself comes flying over them as it chops its way into the tree. The executioner's blade hangs there as Zabuza himself comes leaping out of the forest and on top of the blade hilt. As he stands there, he looks down at the team and then says that he's going to be taking that bridge builder because it's time to die. He then, as he pulls the sword out, begins to fall to the ground, with the sword hanging over his shoulder. He looks down at the 3 twerps, as well as Kakashi Hatake, the copy ninja. As he sees this other leaf ninja, he then says that if he doesn't want to die, then he'd better move. Kakashi's eyes open wide as he recalls that this is the demon of the mist, Zabuza, the one who wields the executioner's blade of the 7 swordsmen. Kakashi then pulls a kunai and tells Naruto to defend the others, as well as Sasuke. Sakura looks kind of annoyed at this, and says that she's going to help defend Tazuna too. Kakashi is already focusing on the battle, as Zabuza dives forward, swinging his blade down in an overhead strike. Kakashi suddenly brings his kunai up in an exact sideways motion, charging chakra through his hands. Naruto can sense the chakra beginning to flow throughout Kakashi as well as Zabuza as they begin to clash. As the kunai and sword come in head to head, Kakashi pushes all of his chakra into the kunai, as much as he can, that is, and it defends the blow. The sword is then slamming into the metal blade, and as they go back to back and forth. Naruto asks Kakashi if he needs support, and Kakashi, who's too focused on the battle, tells him to stay where he is. As Kakashi continues to swipe and stab and thrust and jab with his kunai, suddenly Zabuza is beginning to realize that this ninja is a little bit more skilled than he would have expected. Kakashi and Zabuza begin to fight even harder when suddenly Kakashi is taken. He uses the hidden mist jutsu over the entire group so that none of them can see, and then Zabuza creeps throughout the mist, telling them that if any of them move, they die. Naruto then closes his eyes and tells the others to wait. As he sniffs the air, he can clearly sense something. At that point, he can smell that there's something moving. The faint air currents in the wind have adjusted. He can feel that, as well as that his senses are already heightened due to his sight being lost from the mist, as well as him being a dragon slayer. Suddenly, Naruto turns directly to his left and pounces forward as if though he's about to tackle someone. We hear a loud bang sound as Naruto's body interacts with Zabuza's as they fall to the ground. Naruto enlights his entire body with flames, and as he holds their burning Zabuza's water clone then dissipates, and Zabuza is impressed as he comes to swing his sword down directly on top of Naruto's head, killing him. Kakashi blocks this blow instantly with his kunai as he appears directly there, hearing Naruto's stumble and fall, which directed him to where Zabuza would be. The mist clears up as the water clone was killed, and suddenly they're fighting on top of a watery area. Kakashi is fighting back-to-back with Zabuza in blow-to-blow again, and as neither one seems to be having the advantage, suddenly, as their footsteps on the water, Zabuza's eyes glow and gleam as he says, "Got you, Kakashi Hatake." At that point, he then uses the water prison jutsu and traps Kakashi. As he's trapped, Kakashi has no idea how he's going to escape this, as Zabuza keeps his hand there. Naruto, who gets up after that fall, then tells Sasuke he's going to need his assistance. Naruto then rushes to the other side of the end of the water. As he gets to the other end, Naruto and Sasuke had talked about it, and Sakura, who wasn't aware of the plan, just watches in both disgust as she sees what Naruto's about to do. Sasuke shoots a fireball jutsu directly at Zabuza. Zabuza easily dodges out of the way of this as the fireball heads towards Naruto. Naruto pretends to be scared as he says, "Oh dear God, no, it's burning me, ah!" Zabuza thinks that his teammate just killed his teammate, as well as Kakashi, who believes that Naruto's dead, as the flames begin to be absorbed. Naruto absorbs the chakra from Sasuke's flame jutsu, and as he then rushes forward using the chakra and pushing it all to his feet, suddenly he then takes his leg and puts it all the way up. Using the surprise attack of distracting Zabuza and Kakashi, in fact, with his ability that he hadn't told anyone about, being able to consume flames. Sasuke was incredible, thought that was incredible even, and even for someone as boastful as him who thinks that he's the best above everyone else, seeing that Naruto has an ability to devour flame jutsu is truly impressive, and it had never come up before between them for some reason. As Naruto pushes his leg into the air and pushes all of Sasuke as well as his chakra combined into his leg, he then says, "Fire Dragon Secret Art. Fire Dragon Iron Claw." At that point, he then, as he slams his leg into the ground, fire begins to form a three-legged trap around Zabuza. The flames trap Zabuza as he's pushed into the water underneath, and then Kakashi escapes from the water prison. Naruto, who's kind of exhausted from absorbing so much chakra and having to condense it all into his leg, as he has never tried to consume that much flames before except for normal candles and such in the Leaf Village, is then smiles as he tells Kakashi that they set him free and tells Sasuke that they did an awesome job. Suddenly, he then realizes that he's beginning to fall under the water. He doesn't have chakra control completely down yet, as they never really got to that very much. Naruto tries to use his flames to burn his way out of the water, and smoke and steam begin to rise from where he's falling, slowly drowning, as he tries to swim up as he gets to the surface. Kakashi pulls him out of the water and then throws him to the shore where he lands with a loud bang sound, as gravel and sand begin to fly everywhere. Naruto's breathing heavily now as he gets up and tells Sasuke that he thinks Kakashi can handle this one now, as he lays back and allows himself to recharge as he rubs his stomach after being so full from that delicious meal. Now, Kakashi activates his Sharingan. He pulls up his headband as to reveal the Sharingan that Obito had entrusted to him. Kakashi then gets serious as Zabuza tries to activate the Water Dragon Jutsu to take out the entire team. Kakashi mimics this perfectly and actually gets ahead of Zabuza just like what happens in the original. Water Dragon Jutsu. Kakashi completely overwhelms Zabuza as Zabuza is pushed into the other side of the lake. As Zabuza's body hits into the ground, causing a small crater to appear, 3 Senbon come flying out of the woods as they go piercing into Zabuza's neck, making it appear as if though he was killed. There we see a strange member of the Mist Village, Anbu, apparently. Kakashi stops attacking as he understands that from him being in the Anbu himself, that bodies of ninja actually contain many secrets of their ninja villages as well as their clans and special ninjutsu that they've learned. Then the Anbu takes Zabuza away, as Kakashi then falls to the ground after using so much chakra from using both the Water Dragon Jutsu and the Sharingan. Naruto gets up as he and Sasuke and Sakura help pull Kakashi back to Tazuna's house. Naruto, as well as Sasuke and Sakura, had dragged Kakashi back from the battle with Zabuza. Now, the entire team is back at Tazuna's house, letting Kakashi rest up. Naruto, who was bored out of his mind, challenges Sasuke to a fight, and we hop into the fight that they have before when Kakashi is asleep. As we open onto the episode, Naruto comes flying out of the air, flames on his feet, as he comes slashing down at Sasuke. Sasuke dodges out of the way, and then quickly shoots a fireball jutsu at Naruto, before regretting it instantly. Naruto tells him that he shouldn't play with fire, as he then begins to suck up all the flames that Sasuke shot him and devours them, giving him more power, as his chakra is completely refilled and his strength increases. He then tells him that he's going to blow him away, as he clasps his hands together and forms the hand seal. He then breathes into the open palm and then says, "Fire Dragon, roar!" As Naruto and Sasuke continue to fight, Sasuke looking a bit more burned every single time they clash. Sasuke and Naruto both fall to the ground, breathing heavily. Naruto a bit less damaged than Sasuke as he rushes forward and then punches Sasuke lightly in the forehead as he then falls to the ground. Sasuke and him both knocked out. It's a draw. While Naruto is laying on the ground, and Sasuke is as well, suddenly something comes falling out of the sky, as an egg that seems to be very large with markings all over it, orange claw markings it seemed to, falls directly on top of Naruto's head as he is then smushed by it as he gags a little, sitting up and coughing as he looks at the egg. Naruto, as he sees the egg, realizes that it must be a dragon egg, and he thinks that it might be from someone like from Igneel. So Naruto says he's going to take care of it and brings it back inside Tazuna's house. Naruto keeps the egg warm as well, and we'll get back to that anyway. As Naruto and Sasuke begin their training with Kakashi and Sakura, Naruto actually gets the tree walking exercise very early on, like much faster, because using fire dragon style jutsus extremely affected by the chakra control that you use on the flames. That's how you can devour flames as well as turn it into chakra, as well as just use it in general to form shapes and just do much higher level things with fire than any regular shinobi who uses flame jutsu can. Naruto gets back to the training, and after he's pretty much mastered the tree walking exercise, he begins running from tree to tree and is laughing excitedly. When Naruto gets back to the house, Naruto continues to care for the egg, and Sasuke and Sakura eventually come in, with Sasuke being the latter one. Then, after that point, Naruto as well as the rest of the team would begin to head towards the bridge in the morning. As Kakashi and the entire team starts heading towards the bridge that was being constructed by Tazuna, suddenly a mist begins to roll in on the entire bridge, as Naruto immediately gets into formation with Sasuke and Sakura around Tazuna. Naruto activates his flames and then begins to cover his entire body with fire. Naruto's flames are the only light in the dark mist, and so they, including the rest of the team surrounding Tazuna, can see just a little bit into the mist from Naruto's light. At that point now, Kakashi and Zabuza begin to clash, and Naruto quickly finds and dispels the water clone that's creating this mist. He goes right behind it and then quickly activates flames in his fist, and then with a fire iron dragon fist, he easily takes out the water clone. Now Naruto and Sasuke are going to fight against Haku, as Haku immediately dives into a battle against Sasuke. Naruto comes in behind and uses a Fire Dragon's Roar in order to get on top of Haku. As he activates his Fire Dragon Roar, Haku is covered in the flames, and acid, that's all he's got. Then, as Haku and Zabuza are continuing to fight, a third party comes out, comes punching inside of Naruto's face as Naruto goes flying. As Naruto gets up, he sees a third person with a mask on. Naruto goes running at this person as his black hair continues to annoy him as it's all spiky, similar to Naruto. Naruto continues punching and flailing as he flails his flaming fists at this person, and this person continues to fight back using ice jutsu. Now, this person, Haku, as well as this other student of Zabuza apparently, go back and continue to escape out of the battle, as Haku quickly uses his Ice Demon Mirror Jutsu to completely trap Naruto and Sasuke. As Sasuke and Naruto are trapped inside of the jutsu that Haku's created, Haku begins to fly from mirror to mirror, throwing Senbon. At this point, suddenly, icicles begin to shoot out of from the outside of the mirrors inside, beginning to cut trying to cut Naruto as well as Sasuke. Now, Naruto, who tries to fight back using his fire, activates flames all over his body and begins to charge up his flames. Now I'm all fired up now. Naruto gets all of his power inside of him and condenses into this attack. He quickly starts spinning as he creates a Fire Dragon wing attack, melting several of the mirrors as Haku has to try and avoid the attacks. As Naruto and Sasuke continue to battle against Haku, Haku would eventually be able to overpower Sasuke, causing him to fall to his knees as his Sharingan are activated. As he throws Senbon at Naruto, Sasuke dives in front of the way and takes the full impact and brunt of the force. As then Sasuke is down for the count, Naruto begins to feel something inside of him he would never have thought before. As he sees Sasuke sacrifice himself for him, the Kyuubi's power begins to overflow Naruto's flames, causing his red flames to grow and become a darker red. As Naruto begins to scream, his eyes begin to fill with a red light, as Naruto begins to first access into his power of Dragon Force. As Naruto first at this point in his life activates Dragon Force so early on, his body is beginning to shake as scales grow over his form. Naruto quickly rushes forward at speeds faster than he ever could before, and then charges his flames into his fist, in his right hand and his left hand. If you put them together, Fire Dragon Brilliant Flame! At that point, Naruto's flames crash into Haku's. Haku's beginning to turn to ash, as his body goes flying backwards into the fight between Zabuza and Kakashi. Kakashi stabs with his lightning blade at Haku, and as he does so, Haku and Zabuza are taken by the attack. Suddenly, Naruto feels an attack to the back of his head, as he turns around and sees the other person in the mask crying, as he stands there with rage. The mask that he had on cracks, and we see a young boy with dark hair, around the same age as Naruto and Sasuke. At that point, he then rushes off out of the bridge and leaving behind his brother, who had just been murdered in front of him. Now, at this point, Zabuza's alone, and curses that other weakling kid left him. Naruto gets up after fighting with that big attack and walks over to Zabuza, putting his hand on the ground as he crawls over, telling Zabuza that he doesn't even care that his student was murdered, that his friend who cared so much about him and protecting him died. Haku, who's dead, has his eyes closed as he's laying on the ground. Zabuza begins to feel rage inside of him as Gato's men come onto the bridge. Zabuza goes quickly and rushes over to the Gato's men and murders all of them, including Gato himself, before he dies from blood loss and falls to the ground next to Haku. Snow and ice begin to form over the Land of Waves, as we zoom in from our view from Haku, and we see Haku's younger brother, who was around the same age as Naruto and Sasuke, rushing away from the Land of Waves, as he quickly uses a hand seal and creates an ice boat as he rushes out. He quickly, as he's crying, begins to talk and says that as long as Gray lives, then he's gonna find that flame freak and take him out for hurting his brother and killing him, as we see him leaving the Land of Waves. Naruto, as well as Sasuke and Kakashi and Sakura, head back to Tazuna's house where they rest up for a while. As they then leave Tazuna's house, Tazuna tells him that he's decided to name the bridge the Naruto Bridge after the one who saved it for him. Naruto waves goodbye as he and the rest of the team go rushing out of there. As Naruto, who's holding his egg with him as well, is walking along with Sasuke and Sakura, Sakura asks why he's holding that stupid thing and says is he going to eat it or not. Naruto looks horrified and holds the egg back, telling her that this is a dragon's egg, obviously, and that he wouldn't ever let anyone hurt it. A few days later, Naruto's busy at home taking care of the egg, when suddenly, as it pops out, he hears a soft meow as the orange cat, little small kitten, wakes up from its egg. As its wings sprout, it begins to fly around as Naruto catches it and laughs and smiles. Naruto would eventually head out with his cat on his shoulder, as he would begin to walk around the Leaf Village with his new companion. Naruto would meet up with Sakura, and Sakura would be wondering what that thing was, and Naruto said that it's a cat, and that he hatched from that egg that he told her about. Sakura as well as Naruto begin to walk around when they see Kankuro get run into by Konohamaru. As the three Saininja turn around, Naruto and Gaara lock eyes. Last time, Naruto had run into the Sand Trio with Konohamaru, and Gaara and him had immediately recognized each other as a threat. Now, Naruto is about to get into action as he gets into a fighting position, sensing and smelling Gaara's bloodlust to kill. Gaara is about to step forward when Kankuro and Temari look at him and put a hand on his shoulder. Gaara turns around slowly with his icy cold dead eyes, as he then walks away saying that he's not worth it. Naruto stands down as Gaara, who looks up to the tree, says that he can see him up there, as then we see Sasuke's reaction. Sasuke's face muscles all tense up as he just realized that he'd been spotted, and he quickly retreats out of the tree as he falls to the ground, Naruto looking over to see Sasuke right there. The Sand Trio walk away, and Naruto wonders what that was all about, as he then decides to go and find Kakashi. Then Sasuke and Naruto go to find Sakura, where they go and try and meet up with Kakashi. Kakashi calls them all in, and the team meet up in the same spot as the original. As Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura sit down listening to hear what Kakashi has to say, Naruto would then be enlightened to the fact that he and Sasuke and Sakura had the chance of participating in the Chunin exams. Suddenly, Naruto's cat, Sora, comes flying out of nowhere and lands on Naruto's shoulder, saying, "Hey there, what's up, Naruto?" At that point, Kakashi's freaked out as his eyes open wide, and Sasuke and Sakura fall back as well, particularly because they had never heard it talk before. Naruto is even more surprised that he can talk and asks what's going on. Sora then smirks and says that he's able to do lots of cool things. He's probably even better at doing most of the things that Naruto can do. Naruto then pats the cat on the head and says, "Sure, buddy." At that point, they begin their friendship together, as Sora and Naruto decide to go and train. Kakashi, then, knowing that all three of them are going to participate in the Chunin exams, tells them that they have 1 week to prepare. Sasuke and Sakura go off to do their own thing while Kakashi just relaxes. Naruto and Sora get to know each other a lot better, and they in fact discover that Sora has a special jutsu he can use that actually creates wings on his back that allows him to fly. Naruto and Sora actually fly around in the air together as they practice flying. Naruto remembers how it was with Igneel when he was a young child, and how Igneel would fly around with him on his back so they could see the world together. Naruto has almost his tears fill his eyes, but he doesn't cry as he covers his face with his arm and wipes them away. Sora asks what's wrong, and Naruto tells Sora all about what happened with his father, Igneel, and everything that's gone up until that point. Sora says he understands, and then that they'll probably be fine, and they're sure to find Igneel someday. Naruto laughs and says, yeah, they will. After a week has passed, Naruto goes into the Chunin exams. Naruto asks Kakashi if it's alright if he brings Sora with, because he and Sora actually have an idea in case that they can use during the exams. Kakashi says he thinks it's fine as the Inuzuka clan is allowed to use their pets in their battle. He looks over to see Kiba as they walk in with his own Akamaru on his dog. Sora looks at the dog and then quickly jumps up and sits on Naruto's shoulder, sticking his tongue out and making a sound at the dog, Akamaru. Akamaru growls at him as they give each other a death stare, now declaiming each other as rivals. Kiba laughs as he enters with his own team. Naruto begins to enter the tower with Sasuke and Sakura, when Rock Lee, Neji, as well as Tenten also begin to enter. As they get through the Genjutsu trap rather easily, Sasuke and Sakura deactivate it without any trouble at all. Neji, as well as Rock Lee and Tenten also get through this easily. Then, Rock Lee challenges Sasuke to a fight. Sasuke is still known to be around the village as a popular as well as reliable ninja and student, and so Rock Lee challenges him to prove his point that hard work can trump talent, and so they begin to get into the battle. As Sasuke and Rock Lee square up about to get into the fight, Sakura and Naruto stand back. Naruto sits with Sora on his shoulder as they just decide to watch the fight. Immediately, Rock Lee blitzes in front of Sasuke. Naruto's eyes open wide as he didn't even see him move, and at that point, Rock Lee kicks Sasuke into the air, having the same battle as the original. Sasuke's Sharingan activated, he can barely just understand the attacks, and not even be able to move out of the way. Lee is just absolutely dicing Sasuke, way faster and stronger than him. At that point, he's about to take Sasuke out and finish off the job, when out of nowhere comes Mighty Guy Sensei, kicking Lee out of the way and making him go flying into the wall. Lee says he's sorry to Guy Sensei, and then they all begin to head into the exam. Naruto still makes the same proclamation that he's going to be the strongest and beat them all in a fight, as he looks confidently with flames in his eyes, saying that he's all fired up now. Naruto, as they get into the exam, then is introduced to Kabuto. Kabuto would still do the same information gathering on Naruto and Sasuke just as he did in the first timeline. And so, Naruto would just get ready for the first exam. Now we hop into the test part of the Chunin exams. As Naruto, as well as Sasuke and Sakura, get ready to take this test, Naruto is sweating bullets as Sora is sitting on his lap telling him that he can do it. When the test starts, Sora and Naruto are just sitting there together pondering what could be going on, and as they continue to work on the test, Naruto has no clue how to do pretty much any of this. He just hopes that there's one question he can get correct. And at the end, with the last question of giving up or becoming a genin, Naruto would actually have the same result where he doesn't give up on his friends, and he decides that he's going to stick through it no matter what. Naruto is impressive to Hinata, and Hinata still likes Naruto, even after she had offered him to cheat off of her and Naruto declined, respectively. Naruto would then begin to head out towards the next exam as Anko comes charging into the room, yelling that it's her turn for the Chunin exams, and that this was nothing compared to what she's going to put them through. Immediately, the entire room of people stands up as they follow Anko out towards the Forest of Death. As Naruto is heading towards the forest, he and Sasuke and Sakura are pretty much ready for whatever's going to happen to them. Naruto himself has a plan, actually, and immediately after the events take place with Orochimaru, Anko, and Naruto, because nothing would change with that, Naruto would get his scroll, and the entire team would begin to head into the forest. Naruto and Sora would actually come up with a plan. He tells Sasuke and Sakura he's going to fly up to out of the tree line and see if he can find anyone on the ground with their scroll. Naruto is curious what he means, and Sakura tells him that he can't fly, doofus. Naruto looks at her with cynical eyes and tells her just watch. At that point, Sora activates his wings using a jutsu hand seal, and then jumps onto Naruto's back, holding onto his jumpsuit. Quickly, Sora flies into the air as Naruto looks down and pulls his face back, making a cat face at Sakura, telling her she was wrong. Sakura gets angry and makes a cha face as she wants to punch him, but realizes that she's too far away. Her and Sasuke then begin to walk through the forest as Naruto scouts ahead. Naruto would then use his sense of smell to smell where other teammates are, and as he goes closer to the ground to tell them that he sees 3 other teams nearby, including that sand trio who are a few hundred meters away, Naruto would then tell Sasuke, as he was talking, that his hair would just stand on end. Naruto's hair would just stand, and his eyes would go cold, and his cold sweat would begin to fall over his body as his nose catches something that is dangerous, way too dangerous. He grabs Sasuke and Sakura and rushes off from where they are, running into the woods at full speed with Sora behind him. As Sora flies after him, they then jump into a bush, and Sasuke and Sakura angrily ask what's going on. Naruto then, his eyes shaking as he looks forward, he points, and there they see a grass ninja with a snake riding underneath him. At that point, then, the Orochimaru would be able to sense where they are, and he'd send a large snake to try and kill them. He would then rush after, trying to take Sasuke for himself. Naruto would easily destroy the snake, using a fire dragon iron fist, punching the snake back into the air, and then finishing it off by weaving the hand sign for the dragon hand sign, and then quickly making a fire dragon roar. At that point, the snake is burned to a crisp as it falls to the ground dead. Orochimaru seems to appear out of nowhere, as his bloodlust forces the entire team to stand still out of fright for their lives. Orochimaru then begins to get deeper into the battle, as he laughs he's about to kill all of them except for Sasuke. As he throws the kunai, all of them at the same time, about to kill them, Sora pulls Naruto out of the way just in time, pulling him out of his frozen state. Naruto then gets up and then punches Sasuke and Sakura with one good fist, telling them that this is no time to be standing around, as he dives at Orochimaru, quickly forming a fire dragon roar as he bursts and roars this loud attack towards Orochimaru. Orochimaru sees this spiraling flame of wind seem to be coming at him, and he quickly dives out of the way as the flame burns the tree behind him. Naruto crunches his fists and then rushes up to Orochimaru, beginning to fight him with taijutsu. Orochimaru kicks him away as Naruto goes flying out of the tree line. Sasuke and Orochimaru have their fight as Sakura tries to support the best she can from the background. Naruto then comes rushing out of nowhere, seemingly even more powerful, and as he comes running in, as his anger is fueling his emotions, causing his flames to burn even brighter. An aura of flames is now surrounding Naruto as he continues to punch faster and faster. Then he creates his ultimate attack that he can use at this point. Fire Dragon Wing Attack! Fire Dragon! Brilliant Flame! He then quickly uses these two moves in succession, pushing Orochimaru into the air and then throwing the large fireball at him. Orochimaru is seemingly burning. At that point, then Sasuke and Naruto decide to use a team attack. Sasuke forms a hand seal and Naruto forms his dragon hand seal. At that point, he then quickly begins to form the Fire Dragon Roar. After that point, then Sasuke would create his Phoenix Flower Jutsu, and they'd go at the exact same time, with Sasuke and Naruto's Phoenix Dragon Flower Jutsu. At that point, a burst of flame of a tidal wave of heat comes roaring out of the two Genin as it goes charging towards Orochimaru like a rampaging dragon. Naruto can see the shadow of a flaming dragon behind himself as he destroys Orochimaru. Orochimaru appears out of nowhere as he tries to put the curse seal on Sasuke. As he attempts to, he then bites into Sasuke's neck, causing him to take the curse mark, as he then disappears into mud, laughing that he actually got him. Naruto, at this point, hasn't used his dragon, his dragon force or the Kurama Chakra. And so, Naruto, as well as Sasuke and Sakura, would then head out as they drag Sasuke between Sakura and Naruto, wondering if he's going to be alright after what just happened to him and what that weird mark on his neck was. Naruto would then take his team as they head out to that same place as before. As Sakura lies Sasuke down, getting a cold cloth to put on his forehead. After a while, Naruto hears something. He hears the crunch of leaves on the ground and can smell people sweat. He quickly gets out of the cave as he then looks around to investigate. He quickly sees 3 sound ninjas stalking them as they begin to walk into the field. Naruto charges flames over his entire body as he asks the 3 ninja what they're doing there. They then laugh as they say that they want Sasuke Uchiha. Naruto then crunches his fists together, showing muscles and asking why everyone is looking for that guy anyway, when he's clearly much stronger than him. He says as he smiles, his whiskers going up on his face. Naruto then looks at them with his eyes narrowing, as he says that they're going to be in a world of pain, something that Sasuke could never make them feel. At that point, the three ninja begin to sweat, as Naruto goes running forward with flames on his hands, burning them as he punches them at full strength. They try to use their sound attacks on Naruto, and they're actually super effective. In this timeline, Naruto's hearing is so good that using any kind of sound attack would damage him and actually slows him down. Naruto quickly decides that there's only one way he can win this, and he begins to pull out his inner dragon as he roars the loudest roar he's ever had, and as he screams, the entire ground begins to shake as the entire forest begins to rumble as people begin to hear the sound of something animalistic. Naruto quickly dispatches all three of them as they then fall to the ground. Rock Lee comes rushing over to see what's going on as he sees Sakura cowering in fear in the cave, just holding Sasuke to try and make sure nothing happens. After that, Rock Lee leaves, saying goodbye and that he actually didn't need any help, which was strange. He tells Naruto we'll see him later in the exam, and he goes running off. Naruto would take the scroll that they have, and it would conveniently work for them, and so they would head out. As Sasuke would eventually recover, Naruto would be having Sora holding Sasuke flying after them. As Naruto turns around to see Sasuke's eyes opening, he tells Sasuke to relax and that they're almost at the tower. Kabuto would come out of nowhere and assist them with defeating the other ninja that are blocking the path around the tower, and conveniently they all take them out. So, at that point, then Naruto would finally make it to the tower, where he sees that they were the second team to make it, as he looks over to see that Gaara is standing there, his eyes cold and blue, just as they were that day. Naruto then begins to walk into the stadium area where Iruka-sensei greets them, telling them that they did an excellent job. As Naruto lets Sasuke relax on one of the stadium seats, him and Sakura get a drink of water as they pull out their canteens to do so. Naruto would look over to see who else is there as some of the other teams finally make it to the arena area. Kabuto would be impressed with Naruto as he had seen Naruto's strength in using all kinds of different jutsu he'd never actually seen before. So Naruto is pretty impressive, he decides, and that he writes down and says that he could be a threat in the future. As Naruto looks forward to the next part of the exam, suddenly he begins to realize what's going on as he is then shown, after everyone arrives, that they'll be taking a tournament. They'll be fighting each other to see who gets to go into the next stage of events. As we know last time, Naruto and the entire team had made it towards the tower after fighting through the forest of death, tooth and claw to get there. Naruto is now preparing for the second stages of the Chunin exams, and so Naruto would be placed against his battle against Kiba. Kiba and Naruto in this timeline actually are very similar in the fact that they're both known for having high sensory abilities, as Naruto's sense of smell is actually stronger than Kiba's due to him having the Dragon Slayer abilities from Igneel. Naruto's prowess in pretty much most of the Inuzuka's techniques would be pretty decent as well, as his sensory abilities are off the charts compared to most of the ninja in the Leaf Village. As for now, no one in the Leaf Village knows that Naruto is the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki, as the Nine-Tails had been lost many years ago during the Nine-Tails attack. So everyone's pretty much free to talk about it, however Naruto still doesn't know about that. Anyway, moving back to the main topic. At this point, Kiba is going to get into the arena and looks up to Naruto as he jumps down. Naruto laughs as he walks towards Kiba, telling him maybe this time he'll be able to beat him. Kiba flashes back to a time when Kiba and Naruto were having a contest to see who could find the actual teddy bear first, which was hidden as a classroom experiment. Immediately, Naruto had found it like a bloodhound and had immediately found it almost instantly, which made Kiba feel pretty sad. Kiba gritted his teeth as him and Akamaru hop down. He tells Naruto that he's going to beat him this time, as Naruto gets ready and says that he's all fired up for this battle. As soon as Kiba gets into his position, he then quickly gets into the Fang over Fang jutsu. As the Fang over Fang comes flying at Naruto, Naruto says he's going to burn him to a crisp, as he quickly forms the Dragon Slayer jutsu and forms his own attack. Fire Dragon Roar! He bursts this breath attack at Kiba's spinning form, which covers him in a tornado of flames and heat. Kiba and Akamaru fall out of their jutsu as they head back, with ashes covering their clothing. Akamaru coughs up smoke and Kiba looks over concerned and asks if Akamaru is alright. He says everything. Akamaru barks back and basically saying he's okay. And immediately Naruto gets back into the action, covering his fists with flames, as he then says, "Fire Dragon Iron Fist!" as he slams Kiba in the underjaw. Kiba goes flying up into the roof as his head hits the ceiling and he bounces down back to the floor. Akamaru rushing over to try and catch him. Now he's getting serious as Kiba takes his food pills out and gets into his full strength. As him and Akamaru go animalistic on Naruto, Naruto is easily dodging and weaving out of these attacks, as if they're almost nothing. As Naruto dives out of the way, a scratch barely touching his cheek, blood rises out of the open wound. Naruto covers this with his hand as he then makes a sound of pain as well as a bit of interest. He laughs and then says, "Alright, Kiba, looks like you've got some fire in your belly after all," as he then goes rushing towards Kiba, telling him that this will be the final blow. Naruto then says, "I take the flames from my left hand and the flames from my right hand, and I put them together, and you get Fire Dragon Brilliant Flame." Using the Fire Dragon Brilliant Flame, Kiba is blasted out of the arena as him and Akamaru's body just goes flying to the second floor, and they're completely blackened out as they just lay there completely knocked out from the heat stroke. Naruto pounds his fist up and down as he laughs, spitting fire out of his throat. Hinata's kind of blushing as impressed with Naruto's strength. Naruto gets out of the arena and looks over to see Sasuke in pain. He's concerned for his friend as he sees that curse mark on him, not knowing exactly what it is. As Sasuke limps into the arena, looking pitiful, he then fights the Sound Ninja and defeats him just like in the original. Afterwards, Sasuke's in relief as he lays back down and lets Kakashi work on him. As Kakashi and Sasuke are laying down in the room, Kakashi senses something odd as he turns back just as he completes the sealing jutsu on Sasuke's curse mark. There is a standing Orochimaru. Quickly, Naruto looks down as he smells something coming from the floor. Naruto rushes down the stairs, and just as he does so, Orochimaru sees him, and as well as Kakashi. At this time, Naruto rushes forward as Kakashi scares Orochimaru off, and asks Kakashi what that was and who that guy was, as he looked just like the guy who attacked him in the forest. Kakashi turns back to Naruto and tells him he knows, and then tells Naruto to get back upstairs before anyone's concerned, and he has to report this to the Hokage. Sasuke puts his shirt back on and heads back upstairs with Naruto, and tells Naruto not to tell anyone about this as he still wants to participate in the Chunin exams. Naruto nods and says that he wouldn't give it up for anyone. At this point now, Naruto and as well as Sasuke would head back up when the exam between Rock Lee and Gaara would take place. As Naruto watches Rock Lee's leg get crushed, his eyes kind of look almost hollow as he sees how cruel that was and sees what this this Gaara person did to another person who had already lost the fight. He yells down at Gaara, telling him that he'd already lost the fight and that was just a jerk thing to do. This starts Naruto's anger spree as he lets it go when Sasuke tells him to calm down. As Naruto then sees the fight between Hinata and Neji, Naruto wishes good luck to Hinata and tells her to do her best. Hinata blushes and says thanks, Naruto-kun. As she heads back down to the arena, she then looks towards her cousin Neji and they begin fighting. Attack over attack, slice over slice, and chop for chop, the gentle fist style, elegant as always, brushing around the battlefield. As Naruto looks down upon the two, slicing back and forth across the battlefield, he sees Hinata getting destroyed by Neji, and as Neji is working down, almost about to kill Hinata, Naruto can't hold back anymore, as he flashes back to Gaara and Rock Lee, and he can't let another person get injured critically, or something that could ruin the rest of their life. Naruto puts flames into his feet as he jumps off the railing, causing flames to burst out of the back of him like a trail. All the Jonin surprised as they were just about to go into motion, almost on instinct. As soon as he jumps in front of the way of Neji's attack, Neji hits the very center of the point with the gentle fist style on Naruto. The QB feels something, as suddenly Naruto falls into a small trance. Naruto wakes up in a dreamlike state where he finds a room. There he sees two gigantic beasts battling. He can't quite see what's going on, but he hears roars and he sees flames crossing the field. Naruto wakes back up as Kakashi shakes him awake, and he looks over to Neji. Neji, who's standing there, standing back as Guy and as the other Jonin pick up Hinata and get her back into medical help. Naruto sits up and says he's fine. Deep inside Naruto, Neji had just started a battle which he had unknowingly started. Before that point, Naruto's insides of the seal, which had been solidified by Minato as well as Igneel himself. Naruto had 2 seals, the seal of the Kyuubi and the seal of the dragon. Now, Igneel and the Kyuubi seal had both been released on the inside, meaning that the Kyuubi's cage and as well as Igneel's own home had now been released to each other, and now the battle for Naruto's safety was happening inside of him. Unknown to Naruto, Igneel was inside of him, battling with Kurama as they fought a vicious battle, the dragon versus tailed beast. Naruto wouldn't know what was going on as his chakra would begin to fluctuate and act strange over the next few days. After that point, Naruto would be looking for a teacher, the battle inside of him slowly calming down as Kurama and Igneel decide to take a rest. He would initially be sent over to Ibisu, as Ibisu is new to Naruto, as Naruto wasn't raised in the village. Naruto, who isn't treated poorly, like in this timeline due to not being known as a Jinchuriki, is welcomed by Ibisu, and Ibisu begins training him in chakra control. Naruto gets the hang of walking on water as well as basic chakra control rather easily, and he then tells Ibisu thanks for the help and decides to go look out somewhere else. As he heads out, he then would find Jiraiya. As Jiraiya sensei would be sitting around with binoculars around his neck, he's looking up and he has steam coming out of his nose, laughing. Naruto walks up behind him and then asks what a pervert like him is doing in the bushes there. Jiraiya jumps up as he's surprised and looks back to Naruto. As he sees Naruto's whiskers as well as his yellow hair, something clicks inside of him, and he thinks about something that he hadn't seen a long time ago. Minato? Jiraiya never knew what happened to his godson, as Minato and Kushina's child had disappeared, seemingly on the same night that the Kyuubi had, being taken by some unknown force. Now seeing this boy who he'd never met before, Naruto laughs as he tells him that his name is Naruto Dragneel. Immediately, Jiraiya recognizes that his name was Naruto, and that Minato had said that his name he'd be named that. He doesn't understand what the Dragneel part is, but Igneel never told him his real last name was an Uzumaki or a Namikaze, due to him raising him and not wanting Naruto to be too worried about his human parents who had died and left him there. As Naruto begin his training with Jiraiya out of Jiraiya's pure interest, Naruto tells him that he has a few options that he can take. Naruto, not knowing that Naruto has some explosive firepower, they can take the chance of refining his abilities, or they can work on a new technique together. Naruto wonders what this technique could be when Jiraiya says that he can teach him a summoning jutsu. If he wants to, then that's up to him. Naruto says that sounds awesome, and asks Jiraiya what kind of creature he'll be able to summon, like a giant beast, or some sort of bear, or something large and ferocious, maybe. Jiraiya looks over to him and then laughs. He says that, well, you're looking at the Toad Sage of Mount Miyaboku. Naruto is kind of confused as Jiraiya explains that he'll teach him the summoning of the Toad Jutsu. And so Naruto begins his training in summoning. Naruto's summoning technique is actually refined much faster, as Kurama and Igneel's influence on his chakra is a lot less than with just Kurama's influence in the original, due to Igneel being a positive and trying to boost his chakra, while Kurama is trying to mess with the chakra flow and control, which makes Naruto basically a normal person without any beasts or anything inside him in his own chakra capacity. Naruto would master the jutsu of the summoning, using only his base chakra, not having to rely on the Kyuubi's or Igneel's. So Naruto would master it, and Jiraiya would then be introduced as Naruto meets Gamabunta for the first time. As Naruto begins his challenge, as Gamabunta says that if he can ride on him for a solid day, then he'll let him be his own protege, as he can call him boss. Naruto tells him that sounds like a deal, as he uses his Fire Dragon Wing jutsu and flies on top of the Toad's back. As Jiraiya sees Naruto use his Fire Dragon jutsu for the first time, Jiraiya is amazed as he's never seen a jutsu like that before in his entire life. He asks Naruto what that was all about after the day had passed and Naruto had passed the test of Gamabunta rather easily, as he then laughs, telling Gamabunta that he had to ride on Igneel's back way higher than that, almost all the time when they were traveling from place to place. Jiraiya asks who this Igneel is, and Naruto explains that that's his dad, Igneel the Fire Dragon, and that him and Igneel would travel across the world, but Igneel disappeared one day. Jiraiya is thinking about this and decides he'll have to do more research on who this Igneel dragon could be. As Naruto then proceeds to head back towards Leaf Village for his next part of the Chunin exam, Jiraiya wishes Naruto good luck and says he'll be there to watch him, as Naruto smiles and gives him a thumbs up, telling him he'll see him there, pervy sage. Let's just get right into it. Naruto had finished his training with Jiraiya, and now his power has just gone up, as well as the seal on the Kyuubi, as well as his, unknown to him, Igneel, has loosened, which means that it's easier for him to gain chakra from both the fox and the dragon now. Now that Naruto is heading back to the Leaf Village, he's preparing for his final examination in the Chunin exams. Unknown to him, however, the Konoha Crush plan was just about to be set in motion. Let's hop back right into it now. Naruto walks into the Leaf Village wondering where everybody is, and then he hears cheers as he sees this large stadium. He begins running through the town as he gets towards the stadium and heads into the room where he was supposed to meet. As he, as well as the other Genin, meet up, including him as well as Sakura, who had gone in to cheer them all on. Gaara is there as well, including Shikamaru, as well as the other participants. Naruto, who's standing there, looks around to see where the board is for who he'll be fighting. It turns out that Naruto will be fighting Neji Hyuga. Naruto looks up as it shows his name, Naruto Dragneel and Neji Hyuga, in the same board on the category. Neji looks to Naruto, and Naruto looks over at Neji, thinking about what happened during the month before, and he thinks that he's going to be able to crush Neji in this, as he tightens his fists, thinking he's ready. After a few matches, Naruto and Neji's turn comes up, as Naruto heads into the arena. The sand blows against his face and brushes through his hair as he looks down at Neji Hyuga, thinking as he walks down the stairs into the arena. As Neji and Naruto are locking eyes, Neji tells Naruto that there's no way he can win. Destiny has foresaw that he will be the victor of this battle. Naruto, who tightens his fists and tells him that on the honor of his own father, he won't let him beat him, and that he's become stronger over the past month, and there's no way anyone can beat him now. He then crams his fists together as flames begin to light up over his body. Now the announcer begins to count down. 3. Neji and Naruto begins to feel a bead of sweat going down the side of their face. 2. Naruto grits his teeth as he feels of him about to move forward. 1. Neji immediately begins to spin as he knows that Naruto's going to come in with a frontal attack. Neji uses that 32 palms technique as he spins around trying to block any attacks that Naruto might throw. Naruto then says, "Fire Dragon Roar!" as he breathes a large blast of fire into the spinning circle. Neji, who thinks this might be easy, as he begins to spin trying to direct the flames, realizes what Naruto is doing. Naruto is facing downward as Neji is unable to actually remove the flames from himself, as Naruto is using the flames combined with Neji's own whirlwind to create a flaming tornado covering Neji and causing him to lose oxygen. Damn you! Neji stops his spinning as the flaming tornado pulls back out as oxygen goes flying back into the area. Neji takes a deep breath as Naruto goes flying forward. Naruto has a scarf flowing behind him as Sora is sitting in the stands with Sakura holding Sora. Sora cheers him on and tells Naruto to do his best, and Naruto gives him a thumbs up as he sees him smiling. Just as he does this, however, he got distracted, and Neji comes in hitting him at one of his chakra points, his Byakugan now activated. "You can't let your guard down around me, Dragneel." As he hits Naruto back, Naruto goes flying into the wall of the arena, almost looking like he died. As he's sitting there, he then gets up out of the hole, and then as he looks up, he then sees them. Torches are lining along the side of the walls, and he then smiles, telling Neji that this is over. He then begins to suck up the flames, as his belly begins to expand, and the entire crowd is in awe of what he's doing. Naruto then finishes devouring all the flames as he then pats his belly, saying that was a good fire that he's got in his belly now. He then tells Neji that he's all fired up and he's ready to break him down. Neji then tells him to come at him, as Naruto says with pleasure. He then plants his feet on the back of the walls. He pushes himself forward, causing a jet of flame to come out of the back of his feet, giving him more projectile movement. As Naruto flies around the arena, going after Neji from each and every side, he then comes down with a Fire Dragon Iron Fist directly on top of Neji, who blocks it. Flames come beginning to flow over Neji, as Neji then jumps away and has to use an air style jutsu to put them out. As Neji is doing this, Naruto then continues going forward, getting more and more aggressive, as Neji then begins to fight back. Naruto stops for a second as he stops to catch his breath, and then Neji says that now it's his turn to fight. He then uses the 32 trigram 64 palms, and is hitting all of Naruto's chakra points. As Naruto's chakra points get hit, flames begin to go out over his body, as they begin to morph back inside of his body, losing his power. As Naruto falls back on the ground, seemingly out, the announcer begins to count. 5, 4, 3, Neji thinks that he's won this battle and that there's nothing Naruto could ever do about it, as he was destined to win, to be the strongest. 2, 1, just as he's about to say finale that Neji wins, Naruto begins to stand. As Naruto gets up, something begins to happen over his body. The Kyuubi, as well as the dragon's energies, beginning to mix throughout him, as the two powers are beginning to flow out of him. Half of Naruto's body is now covered with an intense flame, while the other is covered with the Kyuubi's chakra flowing out of him. As the Kyuubi's flame-like chakra, mixing with actual fire of the dragon, is completely covering Naruto, Naruto begins to have scales grow across his face as he enters Dragon Force. As Naruto roars an animalistic roar, the Kyuubi as well as the dragon combine their power for one final attack to get rid of the snotty kid. Igneel, as well as, for what we know, Kurama, give Naruto their chakra and allow him to do with it as he will. Naruto then tells Neji it's over, as he slams his fists together, with the flames from my left hand and the flames from my right hand. Fire Dragon, Eternal Flame! As he does this, he then throws the flame at Neji, and Neji, who's been worn out from all of Naruto's aggressive attacks, is completely engulfed from it. Neji falls back as all you can see is the whites in his eyes, as his clothes are all singed as he lays on the ground with severe burns across his skin. As Naruto falls back, he then hauls in the Kyuubi as well as the dragon's chakra he feels, and the flames go back inside of his seal. Now that the seal is stable again from Neji's chakra points being deactivated, he then breathes a sigh of relief as he looks to Neji being picked up. All that Neji can see above is a bird flying over the stadium. Naruto breathes a sigh as he then heads up to the arena, Sakura already holding a big pile of flaming torches there, with all the other peoples that are looking confused. Naruto then eats the flames and tells Sakura that was actually nice. She then scoffs and tells him that it wasn't for him, so that way he wouldn't be tired in the next fight. Just as Naruto sits back, relaxing after his battle, then it's going to be time for Gaara and Sasuke's fight. Sasuke then comes sliding down the arena as him and Kakashi barely make it in time, and he and Gaara begin their fight. Chidori! Sasuke uses his Chidori as he comes flying down the arena, about to stab into Gaara. As Gaara uses his infinite sand shield and blocks it, just as somehow he stabs through it. With his Chidori now hitting Gaara, Gaara feels pain for the first time in what seemed like years. This begins his mad rampage as he goes into half of the form of, the One-Tails. And as he does so, Sasuke is completely outmatched. Now, Gaara runs off as he busts out of the arena and heads off into the forest. The Konoha Crush plan beginning to activate. Just as this happens, the Genjutsu is beginning to flow over the crowd, with Kakashi and Sakura resisting it, while Naruto is actually unable to. As Naruto falls asleep, Sakura wakes him up as Shikamaru lays there, but she could tell that he was not faking it. She wakes Shikamaru up for real, and they then head out to go and deal with the other Gaara as well as the other Sand Ninja. Naruto heads out, and he tells Kakashi he'll be back and that he can handle this on his own. As he flies out of the arena, Naruto using flames on the back of his feet, he then uses Fire Dragon wing attacks to get him up into the air. He then uses this burst of flame to have him go flying across the forest, heading towards Sasuke and Gaara. Gaara and Sasuke are now in their fight in the woods. Just as this is happening though, Sasuke, who has cuts across him as well as some severe bruises, turns back to see a jet of flame flying across the sky. Gaara! Naruto comes flying as he does a flaming kick directly into Gaara's sand arm, causing some of it to turn to glass from the immense heat and pressure. Gaara goes flying back as his arm gets pushed backwards and he goes hitting into a tree. Sasuke stands up and tells Naruto thanks. Naruto gives him a fist bump and tells him he can take care of this guy. And Sasuke gets a little pissed and tells him he'll just give him a few minutes to rest. He then tells Naruto he can do one more Chidori today, and that might be enough to finish him off. Naruto then gets into the fight, as he opens with a Fire Dragon wing attack, causing Gaara to go spinning through the forest. Gaara is becoming more enraged as he uses his sand to try and pierce Naruto's attacks. Naruto, whose element of flame is much hotter than Gaara's sand, is able to melt these attacks and basically turn his sand into glass before they can even hit him. Naruto and Gaara are going at this for a while, when Gaara is beginning to actually tire out. Naruto, who can just continuously eat flames, which Sasuke can produce using his own fire-style jutsu, is basically fine. This is the point when Gaara passes out and the Shukaku begins to take over. At this point, Naruto only has one option left, and he tells Sasuke to get back as he summons Gamabunta. Naruto, standing on Gamabunta's back, tells him they need to take care of this guy right away. And just as Gamabunta tells him to transform into something that has teeth and claws that can get a good grip on Shukaku, Naruto thinks of his father Igneel instead of the Kyuubi. When Naruto thinks of this while he uses the transformation jutsu, Gamabunta transforms into Igneel. As Naruto sees Igneel for the first time in years, he feels a tear slide down his cheek, but then quickly wipes it away, telling him he'll get rid of this guy in a blast. Gamabunta, now disguised as Igneel, is now fighting with this creature, this sand creature. Sasuke as well as the other Genin have arrived by now, and are amazed at seeing this ginormous fire dragon battling it out against the sand creature. Naruto hops onto Shikaku's back as he heads over to find and save Gaara. As Gaara is trapped inside the sand, he then tells him he's sorry, but this is gonna hurt a little. He then covers his hands with flame and uses Fire Dragon Iron Fist, punching Gaara out of the sand as he and Gaara go flying down to the forest floor below. As Shikaku's form begins to dissipate, and Gamabunta is unsummoned from Naruto's chakra going down, Naruto then, as he sees Gaara as they're both flying down to the bottom, he then grabs onto Gaara as he looks at him in his eyes, and he sees a reflection of himself and how he felt when he had first been alone after Igneel had left him. Naruto then headbutts Gaara, knocking him out permanently, as they then slam into the ground, Naruto taking the brunt of the blow, as Naruto turns over, saving Gaara. As Naruto lays there, passed out, Sasuke as well as the others rush in to go and save them, with Sakura thinking that Naruto actually saved the day for once. As Naruto and Sasuke head back along with Gaara, the rest of the Genin get back to see that Konoha is in ruins. Naruto, who's basically out, needs some fire, and so Sasuke, who has barely any chakra left of his own, tells them they need to get some fire right away. They begin to light a match as they use some of their own ninja tools to create a giant bonfire. They then push Naruto towards as they throw him into the flames. Naruto then begins to consume the bonfire, as the flames doesn't even affect his body. He then gets up at full strength and tells him that he's ready to take care of the rest of these guys, as Gaara is still knocked out. Sasuke tells him he's a weird freak of nature that he's able to just eat flames like that. It's kind of weird. Naruto then tells him that it's the power that Igneel had left for him, and that he's going to use it for good. Naruto then rushes off into the village with the rest of the Genin, as they begin to fight off the last of the Sand Ninja. Kakashi sees Naruto and his entire team fighting against the Sand Ninja, and is proud. He then blocks a hit from another Sand Chunin as he takes him out. We then see Hiruzen fighting Orochimaru, and as Orochimaru is about to finish off Hiruzen quickly uses the Reaper Death Seal Jutsu, ending himself as well as taking Orochimaru's arms. This is when everyone retreats and the Sand Ninja are taken back down. Orochimaru and his forces retreat along with Kabuto as they head back towards the Sound Village to try and recover Orochimaru and save him. News that the third Hokage had died spread across the village like wildfire. Naruto was shocked that this kind old man had died, and he punches the ground with anger as it cracks beneath his fists, him thinking that he could have maybe saved him if he had been there. Sasuke then puts a hand on his shoulder and tells him there's nothing they could have done anyway, and that guy who had taken him out was way stronger, as he thinks about Orochimaru. Naruto then says that he's right, as then the funeral for the third Hokage would take place. Anyway, welcome back everybody. Like I said, it's been a few weeks, so let's get into a small recap before we get into the part. Last time, Naruto had defeated Gaara, and as well as the third Hokage had been killed and defeated by Orochimaru. However, Hiruzen had also gotten a final blow, as he had used the Reaper Death Seal to take Orochimaru's arms from him, thus giving the Leaf Village more time as Orochimaru and his minions had to escape. Now, Naruto and the rest of the team were waiting at the third Hokage's funeral. After the funeral, Naruto felt bad that, well, the third Hokage had died. He was walking around town when he was looking around to see how everyone was doing, when his cat Sora comes flying down and says, "Hey buddy, what you doing?" Naruto would wave to Sora, as Sora would land on his shoulder and ask how he's doing, as Sora would be happy as he's munching on a piece of fish. Naruto would pat him on the head and say that he's doing fine, and that he was just walking around to see if he could get something to eat. He then says, as he looks at Sora finishing off his food, that he looks like he was pretty hungry too. Sora says he definitely could go for something to eat as he pats his belly. Naruto laughs as they begin to head towards Ichiraku Ramen's shop. On the way there, Naruto would run into Jiraiya, who would tap him on the shoulder and say he has to talk to him about something. Naruto would turn around as Jiraiya asks if he would like to go on a small training mission with him to also go and find the new fourth Hokage. Naruto would be amazed that he was asked and that finally his skills were being shown. He thanked Igneel and says that he's going to become a strong shinobi one day, and that when he does, he's going to come find him. This is when he says definitely to Master Jiraiya. Jiraiya would tell everyone who, especially Kakashi, that Naruto would be going with him on a small training mission, as well as it was disguised as the fourth Hokage's mission to find Tsunade. Sasuke would be suspicious of why Naruto was leaving on his own, and would follow him after he heard about what happened. After Naruto and Jiraiya had left, Itachi as well as Kisame would come back to the Leaf Village to remind Danzo that Sasuke was still under Itachi's protection, even if the third Hokage was gone. Kakashi would be put into a critical state, in which Naruto would hear about via Sasuke eventually. Moving a few days later, Naruto would be waiting outside as he and Jiraiya are walking along the road. Jiraiya says this is far enough as he stops, and tells Naruto he wants to teach him a new technique using Chakra. Naruto would wonder what it is as Jiraiya begins to form the Rasengan. He shows that using 3 steps, the shaping step, formation, as well as concentration, you can create the Rasengan. He then shoves his Rasengan into a tree, causing it to have a small explosion where he placed it. Naruto thinks that this technique is awesome and asks Jiraiya how he can do it. Jiraiya would pull out a water balloon as he places it in Naruto's hand. Naruto begins to charge Chakra into the water balloon when it begins to heat up and bubble from all of his flame Chakra. Jiraiya tries to tell Naruto that he needs to stop transforming his Chakra into flame nature, as he naturally is used to using that all the time. Naruto would focus as he tries his hardest to try and turn his Chakra nature from his normal flame type that he uses all the time into normal Chakra. As he focuses a little bit harder, the water balloon bursts from heat as a rise of steam comes out of the water as it falls to the ground, boiling on the dirt. Naruto would gasp for air as he breathes out and in heavily, looking up and saying that was really difficult. Jiraiya would tell him that he has a long way to go in order to be able to undo Chakra nature transformation. Naruto would begin working even harder than before, as he begins pouring everything he has into creating the Rasengan. Nothing seems to be working, however, as his natural energy is always in flame release, and he doesn't exactly understand or know how to turn it back into normal Chakra. Jiraiya would sigh and tell Naruto it's enough for the day, as he pulls out a popsicle and hands one to Naruto. Naruto, who'd be starving, would be relieved as he pops the popsicle into his mouth, devouring it whole. We now have a small break as we see a young man with dark gray hair and black hair walking into a dark hideout wearing a red and black robe. "Ah, yes, you've come back," Obito or Mamoru Uchiha would say, as he looks to the newest member of the Akatsuki. We then see Gray Fullbuster, who we haven't seen since back during the Land of Waves, appear on screen. As we now see Gray has finally returned as he had joined the Akatsuki. "I'm back, Master Madara." Back to Naruto, we see Naruto is finishing up his popsicle as he decides that he should get back to training for the Rasengan. Jiraiya would leave him be as Naruto spends all night out practicing on trying to get used to the Rasengan. Eventually, he comes up with a sort of mock way of doing it, as he decides he'll show Jiraiya sometime when he has more time to do so. Jiraiya the next morning immediately tells Naruto he has to head out to do some research. Naruto would stay inside the hotel when, as he's sitting there, he hears a knock at the door. "Coming!" Naruto would say as he rushes over to the door. Just as he walks to the door, however, he smells, using his increased senses, that there's 2 people standing behind the door, and that one of them's holding a weapon. Naruto quickly dives back away from the door as it bursts open with a kick, as Itachi Uchiha's red blood eyes, as well as Kisame, are both standing there. Naruto would prepare a Fire Dragon Roar immediately, as he blasts it out of his mouth towards the 2. Itachi would quickly use his own Amaterasu's flames to try and burn out Naruto's. As Naruto sees the Amaterasu flames beginning to come towards him, he coughs as he has no idea what's going on. As Itachi hits Naruto with the Amaterasu flames, Kisame sighs and tells Itachi that they said not to kill him immediately. Itachi sighs and says he didn't mean to do it on purpose, and that he hadn't struggled so much he wouldn't have to. Just as Itachi and Kisame finish their conversation, they turn back to see the flames beginning to move towards Naruto's mouth. "These flames taste nasty," Naruto thinks as he continues devouring them. Itachi is horrified as he sees that what this person's doing, this Jinchuriki. He tells Kisame that they need to get out of there, because this child can, for some reason, is able to take out the Amaterasu flames. As Naruto finishes breathing in the rest of the flames, he then burps as he tells him that he's all fired up now. Naruto charges his flames together as he creates a black flame in his right hand and a bright red flame in his left. He then tells Itachi and Kisame that they're going down. Kisame would pull out his sword Samehara, as Naruto then says, "With the flames from my right hand and the flames from my left hand, Black Flame Dragon, Brilliant Flame!" As Naruto bursts the black and orange flames, throwing them towards Itachi and Kisame. Suddenly Naruto is shocked when he sees Kisame slice the black flames in half, as they go sprawling onto different sides of the hotel and begin to burn it. Itachi tells Kisame they really need to get out of there, as suddenly Jiraiya appears out of nowhere. Just as Jiraiya does so, Sasuke comes around the corner with a Chidori, almost catching Itachi off guard. Itachi grabs Sasuke by the neck and pulls him up against a wall, telling him that he shouldn't be there, that his hate is not strong enough for him yet. He then uses his Eye Dojutsu powers of the Sharingan to force Sasuke into a Genjutsu. As Sasuke passes out, Jiraiya and Naruto together would be intimidating enough that the two Akatsuki members would leave, their nine-tailed Jinchuriki prey behind. Naruto would immediately go over to check on Sasuke, as he had seen Sasuke get afflicted by a Genjutsu by Itachi just before they had left. Naruto rushes over as he picks up his best friend, who's knocked out cold. Jiraiya would send word to the village about what happened with the two Akatsuki members, as well as they send Sasuke back to get immediate medical attention. Naruto would ask Pervy Sage if there's anything that he can do to help Sasuke and Kakashi-sensei. Jiraiya would say that finding Tsunade would make it a lot easier, as, after all, Tsunade was extremely proficient in medical ninjutsu, which could be used to help Sasuke and Kakashi. Naruto would continue to practice working on the Rasengan, but he just can't seem to be able to quite grasp it just yet. After a while, Jiraiya and Naruto, after traveling for several more days, would come across a tavern inside of a small town. As Jiraiya and Naruto walk through the door and they take a seat, just about as Naruto and Jiraiya are about to take their seat, they would turn to the left and see Lady Tsunade sitting there with her attendant, as well as a small pig. Jiraiya would tap Naruto on the shoulder and say change of plans as he points her to Tsunade. He then whispers to Naruto that that's Lady Tsunade, as they are walking over to the table. Jiraiya would take a seat with Naruto on the outside chair, as they sit down with Tsunade looking up to see who just joined them at their table. Tsunade would see Jiraiya, she hiccups and says it's been a while since she's seen him, Jiraiya. Jiraiya would then begin to explain to Tsunade about the situation back at the Leaf Village, and how he needs her to come back to be the next Hokage, as the third Hokage Hiruzen, their master, has died. She would then scoff as she thinks about having to take the Hokage position. Tsunade would begin to trash talk about how the Hokage's position is for nothing but fools, who want to waste their life away in some office. Naruto, who has no real connection to the Hokage's office, or wanting to be the Hokage in general, as it's not necessarily his dream in this timeline, wouldn't really be offended, and thus Tsunade and Naruto wouldn't have their battle. At least not over that of the Hokage's position. Tsunade would instead talk about how the third Hokage, Hiruzen, was so stupid for staying in office for so long, and that if he really wanted to live a longer life, he should have dropped it as soon as he had the chance. Naruto would tighten his fist at this thought as she continues to trash talk the third Hokage. "That's enough!" Naruto would say as he stands up. Tsunade would look up at this child who she just only met and realized was sitting there along with Jiraiya when she hiccups again. Naruto then says that she shouldn't disrespect Gramps like that, and that she shouldn't disrespect the dead. Naruto has a small flashback as he thinks about the third Hokage accepting him when he first came to Leaf Village. Naruto would challenge Lady Tsunade to a fight. "If I win," Naruto would say, "then you have to come back and at least try to be the Hokage. Not only that, but also you have to help and heal my friends." He thinks of Sasuke as well as Kakashi, who were both in critical conditions. Tsunade would accept this proposal, as she tells him that she's ready for anything. They both walk outside the bar as Naruto gets on one end of the street, and Tsunade on the other. Jiraiya would count down, and as soon as he says 1, Naruto would begin to summon flames from himself. He bursts flames at the back of his feet to give him a boost of speed, as he goes flying towards Tsunade at a high rate. She's impressed with his use of chakra control on his feet. Immediately after this, Naruto would come in with a Fire Dragon Talon as he comes slamming down on top of Tsunade. As he kicks her on the left shoulder, sending her into the ground, Tsunade would punch upwards with all of her strength, causing Naruto to go flying into the air. Naruto would bring all his chakra into his throat and mouth as he suddenly bursted out, "Fire Dragon Roar!" He uses this technique as he blasted towards Tsunade. Tsunade is completely engulfed by the flames as she is pushed back several feet. She swipes the flames away as she creates a medical chakra blade and prepares to swipe it at Naruto. Naruto bends all the way backwards as he then comes flying up with a kick. Fire Dragon Iron Fist! He throws a Fire Dragon Iron Fist into Tsunade's gut as she goes flying backwards, sprawling into the dirt. Tsunade then punches the earth as a large earthquake appears and begins to swallow all of the surrounding area. Now, Tsunade walks towards Naruto as his legs are stuck in the ground. She prepares a large punch and she's about to slam Naruto in the head. As she's about to do so, however, Naruto would be preparing another attack as he forces all of his flame chakra into his feet, where he blasts it out as a large explosion, seemingly like a volcano comes erupting from the ground. He rises up with a kick, hitting in Tsunade's jaw. She goes flying into the air. She uses this as she bounces off the wall of a building and uses the momentum to go flying towards Naruto as she headbutts him in the gut. Naruto is completely knocked out as he falls to the ground, having no idea what happened. After a while, Tsunade would get down to the ground as Naruto pulls himself up. She tells him there's no point, that there's no way he can beat her, as Naruto pushes himself up as he punches the ground, saying there's no way he's ever going to give up. As Naruto pulls himself onto his feet, he begins to charge flame energy into his hand, as he creates a Fire Dragon style. Fire Dragon style! Rasengan Flame Mode! Naruto, instead of using the regular chakra as Jiraiya had to create the small blue orb of energy, would create the Rasengan, a red flaming ball of heat, in one hand condensed into a small area, causing it to feel like a burning sun. He rushes towards Tsunade as he tries to thrust the flaming Rasengan into her and maybe win the fight. Tsunade dives out of the way as she slices the Rasengan in half with a medical chakra blade, as it bursts into a large explosion of fire. Naruto passes out as she's extremely impressed with him. She then tells Jiraiya that this boy is incredibly strong for his age and asks who he is. Jiraiya would tell her about the 4th Hokage's son and what had happened to him so long ago, and she would realize who this is after his description. She would say that he has seemingly mastered the Rasengan, in which Jiraiya would correct her. No, he never learned the Rasengan. He's incapable of turning his chakra into anything besides flame nature, and so whenever he uses the properties of the Rasengan, he creates a sort of flame orb like that, from what I've seen at least. We see Jiraiya spying on Naruto at night, as Naruto is perfecting working on condensing so much power into one small ball. Tsunade would say she needs some time in order to think about the proposal of being the Hokage. She would tell Jiraiya that she'll need some more time, and that to meet up with her at the ruins tomorrow, for her final decision. Tsunade would meet up with Orochimaru the next day, as Naruto would finally wake up as Jiraiya takes him there. As the two finally make it to the ruins, they would see Orochimaru and Tsunade talking, with Orochimaru's arms in bandages. Jiraiya would tell Naruto about the attack they're going to correlate, as he prepares his Toad Oil style flame jutsu. As Naruto comes from behind and he shoots towards Orochimaru, Orochimaru dodges out of the way as Naruto inhales the flames and takes in their power. Now, having a good meal, he says he really has a fire in his belly as he begins to create a flame attack. Orochimaru and Kabuto would get out of the way as Tsunade had prepared this ambush. Tsunade would go into the attack as she goes after Kabuto. Immediately, Kabuto, knowing her weakness, would show blood on his hand as she falls back, not realizing that he knew about this weakness of hers. Orochimaru and Jiraiya would get into battle as Kabuto and Naruto face off. "Leave Granny Tsunade alone," Naruto would say as he crunches his fist. "Kabuto." He remembers him from the Chunin exams a while back, and Kabuto would smirk, saying that if it isn't the fire breather. Naruto would tell him that he's going down, as he begins to rush towards Kabuto. As he runs towards Kabuto, he begins to charge flame into the back of his feet again, as he comes flying up with a downwards kick, directly on top of Kabuto's head, sending him deep into the ground. Kabuto would come with a medical chakra blade, just as he's about to slice at Naruto. "I've already seen that trick before," Naruto would say as he dives out of the way, using his flames as a jetpack to push out. As he's now into the air, away from Kabuto, he uses a Fire Dragon roar and breathes it down towards Kabuto, who is completely engulfed by the flames. Kabuto would show that he had now boosted himself using medical chakra from his medical ninjutsu, as he had somehow survived this flame attack. He tells Naruto he'll have to do better than that if he wants to beat him. Naruto who would be scratched up at this point, would be in disbelief that he survived this. He then decides he's gonna have to go all out, as he protects Lady Tsunade. Kabuto comes running at him with a chakra blade, as he tries to stab Naruto. Naruto grabs his hand with his own, as he then prepares his most powerful attack. Naruto begins to charge the Flame Rasengan style in his right hand, as he makes it grow larger and larger. Fire Dragon Rasengan style. Inferno! Naruto would thrust the Rasengan Inferno style into Kabuto as it begins to spin even larger. Naruto would continue to add flames as Kabuto is sent back by the power of the flaming Rasengan. Naruto then breathes in a gasp of air as he then shoots out a breath of Fire Dragon Roar. The flames shoot past him, pushing him back a little as they collide into Kabuto's already flaming body. Kabuto is completely charred as his body has some third-degree burns all over it. He falls back as he falls to the ground, knocked out, sweat pouring across his entire body with his clothes burned. He would turn back to see Tsunade, who was in absolute shock of the amazement of the power that she had just displayed. Tsunade would give him the necklace of the first Hokage, which would begin to seal the Kyuubi's chakra inside, giving Naruto more access to Igneel's chakra from within him. Naruto would thank Tsunade and ask if she's alright. Tsunade would give Naruto that kiss on the forehead like she did in the original and says that she's alright. This is when Jiraiya, they see, and Orochimaru's fight concludes. Orochimaru would deed summon his snake as he comes flying down to try and grab Kabuto, using a jutsu to get out of there before Jiraiya can intercept him. Now, Jiraiya, Naruto, and Tsunade would head back to the Leaf Village. Finally, the Leaf Village comes into view, as we see Tsunade, Jiraiya, as well as young Naruto finally made it back to their homeland, the Leaf Village of Konoha. Now that they've all made it back to Konoha, Tsunade would be instated as the 5th Hokage almost immediately. Naruto, as soon as he gets back, hears a grumbling in his stomach. Oh, I need some food. He says, "See you later, Jiraiya-sensei, you pervy sage," as he runs off to go and get something to eat. Once he rushes off to go get some food, he then would go and get some Ichiraku ramen, as one does. After he does so, he would then meet back up with Tsunade and Jiraiya back at the Hokage's office. Lady Tsunade would hear out what Naruto wants to say. Naruto would ask her if she could heal his friends Kakashi and Sasuke, as both of them had been taken down by Itachi Uchiha, a rogue shinobi at the Leaf Village, on their mission to try and find her. Tsunade would tell him to leave it to her, as she goes to the hospital and then would help fix Sasuke and Kakashi. After the two are all healed up from their genjutsu incident, Kakashi would thank Lady Tsunade for her help, as well as Sasuke. Sasuke would see Naruto back, and ask him if he wants to fight. Naruto, who never has really sparred with Sasuke in a while, would be completely down for it. Sasuke, as we already know, is becoming more edgy like he did in the original, as he challenges Naruto to see a battle of strength on the roof of the hospital. Sakura would be watching in utter horror as she sees the two of them get ready to fight. "You ready, Sasuke?" Naruto would say. "Yeah, you ready, Flame Breath?" The two of them would then begin to fight, as the two get into a sparring stance. Sasuke, who doesn't have his headband on, Naruto would stop and tell him to put his headband on, as that's a sign of respect between two comrades of the Leaf. Sasuke would tell him that he doesn't need it, as he's not even going to scratch his forehead. Naruto would grit his teeth as he tells him he's going to regret that. Suddenly, Sasuke and Naruto's battle begins, as Sasuke comes charging forward, rushing in with a taijutsu attack against Naruto. He throws a flurry of punches, 3 or 4 at a time, as he then throws one uppercut, as he punches Naruto in the jaw, sending him flying upwards. Naruto would quickly form the singular hand seal, as he creates the dragon-style flame. "Fire Dragon, roar!" Naruto would roar, a loud burst of flame would come rushing out of him, as it goes flying towards Sasuke. Sasuke can feel the heat as it begins to singe his hair, as he jumps back, dodging the attack as it singes the ground where he was just standing. "Going out loud already, huh?" he would say, as Naruto falls back to the ground, saying he's not done yet, as he then kicks off the ground, flying forward at high speeds. Sora, who Sakura would have gotten, would be watching as well and tell Naruto to go easy on him. You guys are, if you have forgotten, Sora is the X-Seed that Naruto found around the land of Wazark. Anyway, Sora watches the Battle of Sakura as Naruto gets further into the fight. He goes rushing in with a flurry of punches of his own, even faster than Sasuke, as he's almost animalistic with his strikes. You can hear a dragon's roar as he finishes off with a palm strike, sending Sasuke tumbling against the railing. "Let's finish this, Naruto!" he would then say as he jumps into the air, doing a backflip as he then creates the Chidori, lightning. Naruto would say, "Oh yeah? I have a technique of my own too!" As he begins to siphon the chakra into his hand, he says, "Flame style, dragon style Rasengan!" As suddenly, Naruto creates the Rasengan, it flows into his hand as a red Rasengan, covered with flames bursting in and out of it, as its red heat can burn across the entire hospital, causing some of the iron around him by the metal bars on the railing to melt. Naruto! Sasuke would scream as he goes flying down towards Naruto. Naruto would then scream back, Sasuke! As he goes flying towards Sasuke, jumping into the air with his Rasengan. Kakashi would catch them just as they're about to connect with the Chidori versus the Rasengan, as he grabs their two hands and throws them into the water towers. As the water tower hits Naruto, all the water inside of it would vaporize, causing an explosion, as the entire water tower is vaporized into nothing, as bits of shrapnel of the metal fall all over the village area, where he had just done it. Sasuke, who would just recover, would see what had happened when Naruto's attack had landed, and this would cause him to become even more pissed off. Damn it, he would say, as Sakura, who had tried to intervene, had almost been caught in that attack, and neither Naruto or Sasuke could have stopped it. Kakashi would go have a good talking to with both of them, as he tells them that using that kind of attack against your comrade is absolutely forbidden, especially with the amount of power they were both putting into it. It's like they were trying to kill each other. Naruto would look down and say he's sorry, but he started it as he points at Sasuke. His eyebrows would furrow as he has that angry look on his face. Sasuke would tell him he's a loser as he then jumps off the building and walks away. Hey, you come back here, he would say to Sasuke, as Naruto rushes over. Naruto and Sasuke's relationship in this version of Naruto is a bit different, as Naruto didn't grow up in the village, so he didn't have a lot of hatred that was given towards him like he did in the original, because he had been raised by Igneel until Igneel had abandoned him when he was younger. Naruto would rush off as well, as Kakashi would chase after Sasuke to see if he's alright. Sakura would go home as Sora goes to check up on Naruto. Hey buddy, wait up, Sora would say as he goes flying after, his wings popping out of his back as he flies down. Oh, hey Sora, did you see my fight? I almost won too, he would say, even when Kakashi-sensei hadn't gone in the way. Well, Sora would say that he was worried about him. He knows he's his best friend, right? Sora would laugh, and Naruto would as well, telling him that he doesn't have to worry about him. He would pat Sora on the head and tell him that next time he's going to win against Sasuke for sure. He would look up with a gleam in his eyes, as hope fills him all the way. Him thinking about his father Igneel and how far he's come. Naruto would head home as he decides to go train for a bit, as he goes up into the mountains and practices blasting the tops off of trees and basically just being destructive. Sasuke would be sitting alone after his conversation with Kakashi about friendship and how Kakashi's lost all of his. Suddenly, as nightfall begins to crawl across the Leaf Village, we see 4 figures appear. They'd be known as the Sound Four, as they have come for Sasuke. Are you Sasuke Uchiha? One of them would say, as she has red hair and a flute. Yes, that's me, but what do you care about it? We've come to pick you up. Our master, Lord Orochimaru, has summoned you. Sasuke would look up as he then touches his curse mark on the side. And if I refuse to go? Well then, the Sound Four would say, we'll take you by force. As they then tell him that he has till morning to leave the village, and if not, then they'll be coming for him. Sasuke would smile as he says there'll be no need for that, as he's been planning on leaving the village anyway and seek in search of greater power. He knows that there's greater forces in this world stronger than even his brother Itachi can handle, and that is what I'll master. I'll master that power. As Naruto would then look up suddenly, feeling like as if though he's been mentioned, he would sneeze, then going back to sleep. Sasuke would then tell him he's ready to go whenever, as he would then tell him he has to just grab a few things. They would tell him where they'd be meeting as he then goes back to his house to go pick up the stuff he wants to take with. He looks at the picture frame of him and Team 7, as he then touches it before placing it face down. As he grabs his bag, he would then leave the Leaf Village as he walks down that road that exits it. Suddenly, Sakura would be walking, as she had gone to check up on Sasuke at his house after what had happened earlier today. She would see Sasuke and ask what's going on, and why he's leaving the Leaf Village. Sakura, you're so useless. All you ever do is be useless. Really, I don't understand the point of why you're even here, because you're useless. Sasuke would say this, as he then would knock Sakura out just like the original, with Sakura still being all, I love you, Sasuke, with then Sakura waking up in the morning. Sasuke by this point is long gone, as he's already been put inside that jar that enhances his curse mark power. Immediately, jokes aside, as Sakura wakes up, she would then run over to go and find Naruto, as well as Kakashi-sensei, With Kakashi being nowhere in sight, she would wake Naruto up first, and then tell Lady Tsunade about what happened. Tsunade would then dispatch Shikamaru as well as the Genin squad. As suddenly we hear a knocking on the door, Sakura is pounding on it, as Naruto wakes up and then rushes over to check out what's going on. Sora, who'd be still tired, would be covering his eyes, and he asks what happened. Naruto would open the door and say, "What's up?" As Sakura would say that Sasuke's gone. He left the village. Naruto would be shocked as he opens his eyes wide, him wondering what's going on. As we then see Shikamaru step in from behind, telling them that Naruto will be coming with on this mission, as he'll be a key figure in helping to dispatch whoever's taken Sasuke. Naruto would nod, as he then tells him that Sora's coming with him. Sora would say alright as he lands on Naruto's shoulder, as the two of them would then rush out, with Naruto pulling his jacket over. Sasuke, what could he be thinking right now? Naruto would think, as he rushes out of the village. As Naruto, with the rest of the team, would be put into the position, Sakura would then tell Naruto that she's counting on him, placing Naruto under that same promise from before. Though Naruto, in this version, doesn't have the same kind of feelings to Sakura, he still knows that he has to save his best friend, and so he still feels similar about the situation anyway. Sakura, I'll do the best to save Sasuke. Naruto would say as he smiles, telling Sora that they gotta get going. Sora would fly with Naruto as they catch up with the rest of the team, Naruto landing in front as he had been instructed to. Naruto and Kiba's sense of smell would help them guide for any traps, while Neji was the only one with any type of visual prowess who could help from the back. As Naruto is in the forward, he would then hold his hand out telling everyone to stop. Kiba would then suddenly catch it too as he tells everyone to stop as well. As Naruto would then say that in front of them, they found their first enemy. This is when they find the first member of the Sound Four, Jirobo. As Jirobo and Choji would begin their fight, along with the rest of the team, they'd be surrounded with that mud wall jutsu that he had done to them in the original. Naruto would ask if he really thinks he can keep me in here, as he begins to heat up. Shikamaru would suddenly stop him as he tells him that if he does that right now, he might get everyone else inside of the mud wall too, causing all of us to get passed out from the heat. Naruto would stop, he says, "Oh yeah, you're right. Sorry about that." They'd have to come up with another plan. Shikamaru would come with the same plan as everyone had found out in the original, as they break out the very back where the chakra is the weakest. As they finally break out, Naruto would punch his way through the wall with brute strength, forcing himself out of the mud ball as he then tells Jirobo that he's going to take him down. Choji would actually tell him that he's got this one, as he tells Naruto to go ahead. Shikamaru would nod, telling Naruto to fly ahead solo, and that if he can catch up with Sasuke, then they might actually be able to win from there. Naruto and Sora would then go into the air, asking if he's really sure. Shikamaru would nod, as Sora would then sprout his wings, as the two fly off at max speed. As both of them are on max speed, they would see two other members of the Sound Four who would just miss them as they're flying through the forest. Glad we dodged those guys, but I hope that the rest of everyone can handle them, Naruto would say, as he finally comes across Kimimaro. Kimimaro shoots a bone to the air as he stops the two of them, Naruto looking down as he realizes that this is a challenger. He would fall to the ground as he flies into a double barrel spin, landing on the ground with a hard crack. "What's your name?" he would say, as Kimimaro looks up at him with a dead blank stare. "My name is Naruto. Naruto Dragneel, son of Igneel." He would then say this as Naruto would pound his fists together, "And I'm gonna take you down." Naruto would then cover his fist with flame as he then says, "Fire Dragon Iron Fist," as he slams it into the bone, causing it to shatter as it melts as well. Kimimaro would send bones towards him, telling him that he won't allow him to stop him, and there's no way that he can recover Sasuke back from them. He is Orochimaru's property now, just like he was. Kimimaro would have seemingly covered Naruto with the Bone Ash Forest, ending his life. Naruto, however, would recover, as suddenly flames begin to burst out of the holes in the forest. "You think this can take me down?" Sora would be cheering as Naruto then says, I don't think so. Not one bit!" Suddenly, all of the bones in the forest melt as they're blasted away from him as Naruto's entire body is now covered in flames. Naruto would be seething as he feels himself beginning to get mad. "Now I've got a fire in my belly." He would rush towards Kimimaro as he punches through all of the bones flying towards him. "Fire Dragon, Brilliant Flame!" He would take the flames from his right hand and his left hand, crush them together, burning at Kimimaro. "Fire Dragon, Sword Horn!" As he smashes into Kimimaro with a headbutt, Kimimaro is sent flying back. Suddenly, Rock Lee would appear along with Gaara as the two of them had finally caught up. "Go on, Naruto, we can handle this guy from here." "Thanks. I had to save some of my power for Sasuke if he tries to resist." Naruto would think. Alright, Sora, let's get going. Sora would grab onto the back of Naruto as he flies into the air, telling him that he'll get him there as fast as possible. Just direct him where he's going. Head north, Naruto would say, as the two begin flying towards the Valley of the End. As Naruto finally lands, we see Sasuke Uchiha, as he turns around. One of his eyes is covered with black and gold, as the curse mark has covered half of his body. Ah, it's you, Naruto. Sasuke would say this in a soft tone, with Naruto asking him what's going on. I'm just displaying my new power, Naruto, Sasuke would say, as I finally attained power stronger than yours. I have heard you talk about stories of your father, one of the fire dragons, for years, and that no one in this world's ever seen a dragon anyway, so how do I even know if you're lying or not? But then again, there's your destructive fiery power, and your weird style of flame jutsu, which can only explain that. This time, Naruto, he would crunch his fist. I will be the one taking victory. Naruto would be shocked, as he asked Sasuke if that's really what he wants. If their friendship, their bonds meant nothing. Sasuke would just laugh as he says, exactly, because you're my best friend, I must be the one to sever our bond permanently. Is that how you really feel? Sasuke! Naruto would say as he rushes towards him. Sasuke would punch Naruto as he gags, causing spit to fly out of his mouth as he goes flying into the Valley of the End, hitting the water and skidding across it. Huh, not so strong now, huh, Naruto? As he then jumps down, Naruto would cover his mouth as he brushes it off, blood leaking from the side of his face. Pretty good, Sasuke. Packed a lot more power than that wimpy punch from yesterday. Sasuke would laugh as he becomes more hysterical, almost to the point of insanity. Naruto, come at me! Naruto would scream as he pulls himself up, rushing towards Sasuke, covering himself with flames. Fire Dragon Iron Fist! As he throws the punch towards Sasuke, Sasuke would hold up one hand and catch it, as the flames cover Sasuke's body. What the? Naruto would say, as Sasuke punches Naruto as hard as he can into the face. Sasuke would then laugh as Naruto goes flying into the side of a cliff. Sora would be watching in horror, as then Naruto would watch in complete awe and terror as Sasuke come walking towards him. So this is what fear feels like, Naruto would think. Naruto pull himself up and tell Sasuke that there's no way he's gonna let him beat him here. There's no way he won't let him leave the village, because Sasuke, no matter what he says, is his best friend, no matter what. Naruto would power up as he says that he's really got a fire in his belly now. Really, Naruto? Let's see if you can chew on this. Fire style, fireball jutsu. You know that won't work on me, Sasuke. Naruto would devour the entire flame as he eats it, giving him more power. Even that much chakra he can consume? Sasuke would think. Damn it. Naruto come flying forward at full speed as he crashes with Sasuke into the lake, causing steam to boil over the entire river of the Valley of the End. Sasuke! He would throw a punch at Sasuke's gut. Sasuke would catch it and do a spinning kick, kicking Naruto in the side of his ribs, sending him flying. Naruto would be caught by Sora. Damn cat, Sasuke would say, as he then throws a kunai at Sora. Sora would get cut, as Naruto would say, leave him out of this, Sasuke! This is our fight! Naruto would then jump down from Sora, as he tells him to leave this battle to him. As he comes rushing towards Sasuke, he would then say, Fire Dragon, Sword Horn! As he headbutts directly into Sasuke's gut, sending him flying back as well. Naruto! He would then punch Naruto over and over again, as Naruto is getting battered and beaten. Come on, Naruto, you can do this. I believe in you, Sora would cheer. Shut up, cat! He would then suddenly begin to burst of flame as he creates the fireball jutsu. As the fireball is heading towards Sora, Sora's eyes lock with Naruto's. Naruto, help me! Naruto would be in awe and shock as his eyes are hollow, seeing his best friend get hit out of the sky, as he sees Sora fly down into the bottom of the lake, as his body's covered with black marks and burns. Sora! Naruto would be thinking inside of him, as something would begin to well up that he hadn't felt very often before. Complete and utter rage. Sasuke! Naruto's eyes would look up, as his eyes had now become blood red, with a black line of a slit between them. His voice now becomes more animalistic as he says, Sasuke! How dare you! How dare you! Naruto's rage is becoming mixed, as inside of him we see Igneel as well as the Kyuubi. The dragon as well as the fox decide together for once to give their power to Naruto. As we already knew from before during the Land of Waves that Igneel had been sealed inside of Naruto as part of a plan to eradicate a certain dragon. Anyway, Igneel and the Kyuubi's power together combine into one ginormous chakra field that surrounds Naruto. Naruto begins to glow alight with flames, orange flames covering his entire body, forming into one tail with ears, as his fangs become more animalistic and claws begin to grow out of him. His voice now becomes doubled, as he now has the rage inside of him that is burning brighter than any flame. Sasuke, I'm taking you back to the village, no matter what, and I'm gonna save my best friend, you and Sora. Suddenly, all the water that's surrounding Naruto is beginning to sizzle up and burn, as Sasuke is now witnessing true power. Suddenly, almost like a flash of light, Naruto appears next to Sasuke and punches him in the side of the head. His neck cracks as he goes flying across, hitting the wood log that's floating in the water. Sasuke uses chakra control to pull himself upright, but just as he does so, a large wave of flame.
Fire Dragon! Roar!
Naruto would bellow this, as it goes roaring a wave of complete fire. The entire Valley of the End is aglow with these red and yellow, as well as orange flames. Sasuke slammed into this wave of fire, as he goes flying back, charred. Damn it! Sasuke would then power up as he goes into that form. The form where the curse mark completely takes over. He can feel the pain from it, but he doesn't care. He needs more strength to take this guy down. Naruto would carefully bend down as he picks up Sora from underneath the lake, sinking into it slightly as the water burns away for him. As he picks up Sora, he can see that he's still breathing, as he feels some hope inside him. He'd place him on the side of the riverbed so that he's safe from the attack, as he tells Sasuke he won't let him hurt him anymore, as he then rushes to the left so that Sasuke will follow him. Sasuke flies after him using his own wings that he has grown out of his back, as he gets to the waterfall right near the first start of the Valley of the End. Sasuke, are you ready for it? Are you ready to be taken back? Sasuke would laugh as he tells him there's no way he's going back, as Naruto says that he won't fail. Naruto would power up as he creates the flame style of Vermilion Rasengan. This Rasengan is huge. It's covered with flames, as well as the Kyuubi's powers enhancing it as it becomes a darker purple. The flames around it becoming a brighter blue as their heat is completely different than anything Naruto's ever felt before. Sasuke would power up his Chidori to the maximum as he creates the Dark Chidori, with the lightning that he takes using all the power of the curse mark. The two rush towards each other. They have flashback memories of their missions together that they've done over the past few months, as they've now worked hard to do anything together, as they conquered the Chunin exams, took out the demon of the mist Zabuza, and they helped find the Lady Hokage the Leaf. Sasuke, we can do anything as long as we do it together. My friends, you, Sakura, Shino, Ino, Shikamaru, everyone. As long as we all work together, there's nothing we can take down. We see flashes of everyone's faces, Hinata, everyone from Inoshika Cho, all the teams, Gaara, Rock Lee, Mike Guy, Kakashi Sensei, and most of all at the end, a picture of all of them. Naruto would then rush towards Sasuke as the two now fight their final blow. Sasuke would say, in order to gain power to defeat Itachi, I have to conquer you first. I will be a real dragon slayer, because today I'm going to slay you! As he then charges as he slams the Chidori inside of the Flame Rasengan, Naruto would push the Rasengan towards Sasuke at full strength. No, Sasuke, we're gonna kill Itachi, but we'll do it together. Suddenly, the burst of electricity and flame would cover the entire Valley of the End, as a ton of rocks come falling from the side of the cliff, as damage is reaching out all over the place. As the light grows higher and higher into the sky, we see that the entire valley is covered with a white light. As the two have finally clashed, just before we see the white light fade, we see the two friends making
the white light that's surrounding the entire final valley is now beginning to dissipate, as Naruto and Sasuke's respective attacks, with Naruto's Flame Rasengan clashing against Sasuke's Lightning Chidori, have now faded along with their chakra. On the ground, with water surrounding them, as the waterfall had split for a mere instant before now returning to its natural course, just as all things in life, returning back to the flow, we see Sasuke and Naruto's bodies now laying both flat down in the water face first. Naruto and Sasuke seemed to be completely unconscious, as both of them had equal power, taking the other out and knocking them unconscious. Thankfully, no limbs were lost in this exchange. This would mean that Kakashi would eventually come and find Naruto, both and Sasuke, with Naruto having successfully subdued Sasuke and held him off long enough for Kakashi to get there and take both of them back. As Sasuke and Naruto would both have been retrieved and taken back to the Leaf Village, with Orochimaru never knowing why his vessel had never arrived. As now Naruto and Sasuke are both in bed at the hospital, having taken severe damage and chakra drain from using so much power with their respective attacks, Naruto is almost all out of flame as his body feels completely cold. As Naruto is lying in bed for the next 3 weeks, Sasuke would recover a little bit faster than Naruto. Even though Naruto has Uzumaki ability of healing faster, after using so much of his flames in the Flamer Sengon and draining all of his chakra out using that technique, he had basically drained himself completely, and so his healing ability was now lowered. With Sasuke having recovered first and now his curse mark having been resealed by Kakashi, he can think straight again as he's wondering what's going on and if he had made it to Orochimaru. As Kakashi's sitting there with several other Jonin waiting and watching Sasuke as he finally wakes up after about a week or two, he would ask what happened with him and Naruto and where Naruto is. They would explain to him that Naruto and his battle had ended with it being a draw, as the two of them had both been completely knocked out from the attack. With Sasuke banging his fist against the bed, knowing that he and Naruto's fight hadn't really been settled, he would ask where Naruto is right now and that he needs to finish this. With all the Jonin getting up now ready for a fight, with Sasuke still sitting there. As he is about to stand up, he feels restraints on his arms and legs, with Kakashi sighing as Sasuke asks what's going on, as he can't cast any jutsu if he even wanted to escape. With Kakashi explaining that after Sasuke's outburst and having left the village, he'd be under extreme surveillance for a while, as they had to send out several Genin on this mission, and several had been damaged severely, including Choji as well as Shikamaru and Neji, with them having used themselves to try and rescue Sasuke, having put the village in a bit of a rock in a hard place, as most of their high-level shinobi had been out on missions during that time. Sasuke would look down, as he realizes that they can't trust him anymore. Sasuke would sigh, as he says he just wants to talk to Naruto, with Kakashi picking him up and unlocking some of them before he locks the arms behind his back again, saying, "Naruto, you can see him, but he's still out." With Sasuke now in the room, seeing Naruto completely knocked out, his whiskers on his face and his eyes completely closed, Sasuke would comment on how Naruto looked far less annoying when he was sleeping, with Kakashi sighing, telling Sasuke he can drop it. Sasuke would then go back to bed as he's locked back into place, saying that once Naruto wakes up, they'll be hearing the full story. With Sasuke's curse mark under control, and him realizing that his and Naruto's fight really isn't over, and that Naruto isn't tremendously stronger than him if he can attain and master this power, then Sasuke would actually calm down a little, as his main anxiety that gave him so much angst in the first original timeline was that Naruto had outgrown so much faster than him and that he was so much stronger than he was in his opinion. But with now Sasuke and Naruto both having unique powers in their own right, they would be more on par, you could say. Basically, TLDR, Sasuke doesn't feel inferior to Naruto in this timeline. Naruto would eventually wake up as I stated, and as he does so, Jiraiya would be waiting there for him, and would discuss his plan with him. With Sasuke having some time to be alone, the same thing that would usually happen in most of my what-ifs would occur in this timeline as well, with Jiraiya offering Naruto a deal of him going off with Naruto while Kakashi would go off with Sasuke to train for the next 3 years. Sasuke would be ecstatic about this, as he'd still get 3 years of training from a high-level shinobi, and Kakashi would be interested in this as well, with Jiraiya and Naruto both being excited just as they would have been the original. However, this time Naruto isn't training simply because he wants to save Sasuke, as he already saved Sasuke and brought him back to the village thanks to Kakashi. Naruto instead wants to prove that he's stronger than Sasuke so he can acknowledge him, as that still hasn't happened yet and the two still haven't really had a final clash to prove who's better, since it was a tie. Naruto would go off with Jiraiya, with him telling Jiraiya there's a place he wanted to go. And now we'll be getting into the 3-year gap between Naruto and Naruto Shippuden. So there's a few things that I want to cover that happened in this time before the start of Naruto Shippuden, which we'll be getting into more detail now. Naruto and Jiraiya would have gone off to train, however in this version of the events, Naruto would have a specific goal in mind. He and Jiraiya are off to hunt down Igneel, with Igneel being the fire dragon of the great nation of fire that had been protecting him for so long, having disappeared suddenly after Naruto had found his way to the village. As you all know, Igneel is currently dormant within Naruto, as he had dropped him off towards the Leaf Village after he completed his training in training Naruto as a fire dragon style user. Now, if anyone here has not watched Fairytail, this is the part where you should pause the video and skip to after I'm done talking in this section. In Fairytail, we'll be getting to spoilers right now. As anyone who's now watching this point, if you have watched Fairytail, you would know that the dragons actually have the ability to go inside using Dragon Soul to go within the user of Dragon Slayer magic, but in this case, Dragon Slayer techniques of Chakra. So, Igneel would still be lying within dormant inside of Naruto's body, as it would still be the same, which is, as we know, is currently inside the same seal as the Kyuubi. Which means, however, that when Naruto can access the seal of the Kyuubi, he would be able to see Igneel. And this is where we get to right now. The event in the timeline right now is where Naruto has just gone to his first time ever going to Three Tails State, when he almost killed Jiraiya. In this version of events, however, something different happens. Instead of merely just gaining the Three Tails power, by loosening the seal so much, something else sprung up as well. Naruto's dragon force began to overwhelm him, as Naruto's body began to grow red and orange scales with marks of flames around his face, as both the Kyuubi's chakra as well as the tremendous chakra of Igneel would then be merging together into this form. With Jiraiya taking so much damage from the Kyuubi and the Flame Dragon King Igneel, Jiraiya would be in a terrible state, as he would almost be certainly killed almost by Naruto, as Jiraiya would have to take several weeks of bed rest time off, while Naruto would train on his own after he had finally sealed Naruto's seal back up. This would mean, however, that the Kyuubi's chakra, which was being restrained by Igneel, and Igneel himself have begun to merge together through the seal, as they've been fighting for so long against each other within the seal that it's begun to actually weaken it. So, Igneel and the Kyuubi would begin to soon be able to talk within Naruto's mind, which would be near the end of the third year. With Naruto commenting to Jiraiya, saying it's almost like he can hear Igneel directing him what to do in battle, as well as some other dark voice, Jiraiya would be thinking this would be the Kyuubi, as he tells Naruto that it's probably the Kyuubi within his seal trying to speak to him. Naruto would then be more educated, as he works on more fire-style jutsu that Jiraiya has taught him. As well as Naruto working more on his dragon's flame techniques in general, his physical strength would increase more, and instead of just creating a giant Rasengan, he'd also be able to create a massive fire Rasengan, which has extreme firepower and can create explosions. Alright, that's pretty much covers the most of the 3-year gap on Naruto's side. Now getting to Sasuke's end. Sasuke and Kakashi would have used the summoning jutsu, as him and Sasuke would actually be training where the dogs that Kakashi has are living. Instead of working on Sage Mode, however, they'd be working more on Sasuke's Sharingan control and Chakra control, and using this place filled with nature energy, where Sasuke can be more calm and relaxed, and not have to worry about the curse mark exploding everywhere. With Sasuke working on mastering the curse seal, so he can unlock it at his will, and use its power to tap into stronger abilities, Sasuke would also be working on his Chakra control with lightning release, which would lead to him still creating the Chunin, the finishing move that he's going to use to kill Itachi one day. Chunin, which he created based off of actually not Naruto, reminding him of the fire dragon that Naruto claims to be. He created a lightning dragon for himself to be able to combat Naruto's dragon force as well as his raw physical power. Naruto and Jiraiya would be heading back to the village, along with Sasuke and Kakashi, who would actually bump into the way on the road, with Naruto commenting on how tall Sasuke is now, and Sasuke mentioning the same, saying he's probably still stronger than him though. This would set Naruto off a little, as he tells Sasuke he already has to be cocky just after meeting him. Sasuke would laugh as Kakashi tells him to calm down, with the two of them basically picking up where they left off like they've never left each other. As they walk into the gates of Konoha together, this is when the guards would be shocked seeing the two of them, along with Masters Jiraiya and Kakashi, as now they have arrived back to the Leaf Village. Naruto would still climb on top of that building as he stretches his arms saying that he's home, with Sasuke now jumping behind him and also doing the same, saying that it's been a really long time. Sakura would call up to the two of them and asking if that's really them, with both Sasuke and Naruto dropping down to the ground. I like to comment on their outfits now, just so you can get a picture of what they look like, with Sasuke not having the same outfit as nearly as close as the original, with him now looking more closer to Kakashi wearing the same leaf, like the knit leaf shinobi garments, and he still has the Uchiha crest on the back, with him now having more darker clothing though, so Imagine the green of the Leaf Shinobi, but instead of having the dark green jacket, he'd have a black jacket that's not a Chunin vest, since neither him nor Naruto actually passed the Chunin exams, or were told become Chunin. So, that's kind of a view of Sasuke's outfit, while Naruto, on the other hand, is still wearing the same scarf that he had received originally from Igneel, and his outfit's pretty much the same as it would have been in the original Naruto Shippuden. Now that's cleared up, let's get back to the story. As Sasuke, Sakura, and Naruto are summoned to Lady Tsunade's office to test their strengths, as Jiraiya and Kakashi both say that they're rather proud of their students, saying that there's most likely a certainty that they're ready for anything. With Tsunade assigning Kakashi to do the bell test, instructing him to not go easy on Sasuke, he would nod, saying he won't go easy on anyone, as she tells Sakura to do her best, with Sakura looking timid and saying she'll try. Kakashi would have his students would take the bell test back in that same forest, with both Naruto and Sasuke getting really pumped up, thinking this is a challenge to the other, saying that they're going to grab all of the bells by themselves. Sakura would remind them of what happened years ago, with them having split up and teamwork having been the actual way to win, with the two of them looking back at her saying, "They got this." Sasuke and Naruto would be now waiting there. Immediately as Tsunade would sound the whistle, suddenly Kakashi would open his eyes widely, as the two of them would charge at him at full speed, with Naruto saying, "Kakashi-sensei, give me the bells!" with Sasuke then saying the same thing, louder than Naruto. As he charges at Kakashi, he created Chidori, with Kakashi just mentioning the last rule to go at him as hard as they can, with Naruto creating a Flamer Sangan as he smashes into the tree along with Sasuke's Chidori, the tree getting completely blown away by their attack. Sasuke and Naruto would fall back as they tell Sakura to get ready for her attack. She'd be shocked as they actually tell her they can see that she's gotten stronger, with Sakura being surprised herself, saying, "Really? I mean, I guess so," with Sasuke and Naruto saying there's no time to be like that. Sasuke would begin instructing Naruto on what they should do for a plan, with Naruto holding his hand up and telling him that he said that they're not working together, and the two of them begin to argue again. Naruto would sigh and tell Sasuke it's good to see him, as the two would then give each other fist bumps saying they're going to do this, and that as long as they get the bells they can win. Finally having made up, Kakashi would now be in a bit of trouble. Smoke clone jutsu, he would think, as instead of using shadows, Naruto uses the smoke from his own flames in order to create several hundred clones, which with these clones he would then charge after Kakashi. Much like shadow clones, these are physical manifestations of clones, meaning they can use jutsu and interact with things. This technique would be created by Naruto, as he had learned about the shadow clone jutsu and wanted to create his own version that he could use using his Fire's Dragon style jutsu, which only requires him to use one hand seal, just like Hashirama's wood style, but it's a little different. With Naruto creating his smoke clones, they'd be going after Kakashi. Kakashi would quickly realize these are no ordinary shadow clones, however, though, as he takes a kunai and stabs one of them, thinking it would poof into smoke. However, it would. In this case, however, instead of poofing into a white cloud, it would burst into an explosion of gray smoke, causing Kakashi to cough and reveal his position. As this gray smoke of flames would begin to show where Kakashi is floating higher into the air, Naruto would be able to use his clones to track the enemy, with Sasuke using his Sharingan to have further, more visual contact, as he would instruct Naruto where he should attack next. Naruto would be sending more clones to the area, as Naruto himself would then finally arrive. Naruto would then begin to power up, as he feels himself covered with flames. "Let's rock, Kakashi-sensei," he would say, as he pulls his fist back and then punches into the tree just as Kakashi rolls out of the way, with a burst of fire pushing out of his Fire Dragon iron fist and causing the forest to burn. As Kakashi would be shocked, looking at Naruto, Naruto would slam his hands together again, saying he's ready for a fight, as he charges towards Kakashi, pulling out a kunai and throwing it towards Kakashi. Kakashi would easily stab into Naruto, saying he should let his guard down. However, immediately, this would poof, and the smoke covers Kakashi, blinding his vision. This is when Naruto would use a wide-range attack. "Fire Dragon Roar!" he would use, as he breathes a wave of flame down directly onto Kakashi, causing him to burn a bit, as Kakashi's clothes are basically ruined. However, this is when Sasuke would come from behind, pulling out his Kusanagi sword, as he slashes with his grass cutter blade. As he pulls the sword out of his side and relieves it from its sheath, he would slash towards Kakashi's head, as Kakashi would block this with a kunai, saying that was close. However, as he's distracted, this is when the final blow would be dealt, as one of Naruto's smoke clones would come from behind and grab Kakashi's other arm, as he tells Sakura to do it now. This is when the two of them would have given Sakura the most important task, and Sakura, finally, after many, many episodes, would finally be useful. I know, it's strange. Congratulations, Oscar award for Sakura. Congrats, as she pulls her hand out, grabs all three of the bells, and rips them off of Kakashi's waistline, holding them up in the air, as both Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura, along with Kakashi, are impressed at her actually completing something. With that being over, now the bell test has ended with Tsunade impressed at her own student, along with Naruto and Sasuke's growth. However, little is known that in the Sand Village, trouble be brewing, in the form of red clouds on robes waving in the wind, as we see standing there Deidara and Sasori, eyeing down below as their plan to take and forcefully take the bijou of the One-Tails out of the Kazekage would begin.
Okay, welcome back to the future. This is now finishing off the rest of Shippuden for What If Naruto Was a Dragon Slayer. So just a quick cover of events, just because for me it has been a long time, even though you guys just watched, I don't know, the last 2 years of this series. So, last time, Sasuke was defeated by Naruto in the Final Valley, meaning that he actually stayed and trained with Naruto back in the Leaf Village, never leaving to go to Orochimaru's. So, there is no curse mark on Sasuke, and Sasuke is basically already on the Team Leaf, meaning there's no need for Sai to be introduced into the story. We ended last part with the bells being captured by Sakura, and Sasuke and Naruto having worked in good teamwork to take down Kakashi. Let's get right back into the story now. So, a few days and a week about has passed when a message from the Sand Village comes into the Leaf saying that their Kazekage has been captured by two of the terrorist organization members known as the Akatsuki. Apparently one of them being Deidara, a rogue ninja from the Stone Village, and the other being Sasori of the Red Sand, who originated from the Sand Village, had attacked the village late at night, bombing it and abducting Gaara. Gaara being the Kazekage now. Naruto would be impressed with his rise to Kazekage, saying that he must have fallen behind somewhere along the way, on his own mission to become Hokage, and of course his main goal, which is to find Igneel. In this world, every land, so in this case Land of Fire, Land of Wind, Land of Thunder, all of these locations have their own dragons, with Igneel being the dragon of the Land of Fire. His disappearance has put the Land of Fire in general at risk from attack by either other dragons, which is unlikely but still possible if any of the nations could coerce their dragon into doing it, or to be attacked by tailed beasts. Right now in this world there's a balance with the dragons, the tailed beasts, and the shinobi, with shinobi essentially being generally the weakest on this list and the dragons and the tailed beasts being these powerhouses. It's pretty rare for any of the dragons to train a human, so for Naruto to have been raised by Igneel is very uncommon. Naruto would grab his white scarf as he heads out with Sasuke, Sakura, and Kakashi, the original Team 7 going to the Land of Wind. After several days of travel through the hot sand, the sandstorms ripping at their face and slowing their progress, as Team 7 crosses a large dune, Naruto would swipe his hand telling all of them to stop as he sniffs the air, smelling something familiar. Guys, hold on a second. The scent, it's just like... Suddenly, a dragon would come crashing out of the sky. A white feathered dragon, this being the Sky Dragon. Grandine, the same dragon who had raised Wendy in the original Fairytail timeline. Naruto would run over screaming out, "Are you okay?" as both Sasuke, Sakura, and even Sora and Kakashi would be terrified. Sora would fly out of Naruto's bag asking what happened as Sora and Naruto run over with Sora flying with his little wings to the dragon. Naruto would touch the dragon's side, hearing the heavy breathing as he asked Sakura to come over here and help her. Sakura would be frozen, not able to move, seeing the massive creature from the sky, as Naruto would see this, snapping at Sakura. "Get your ass over here, hurry!" Right. This would snap Kakashi and Sasuke out of it too, as Sakura would run over to the dragon using her healing chakra from Tsunade to try and fix the wound on the dragon. It looked like her right wing had been completely exploded, with feathers being ripped out and flesh and scales being ripped from her body. Naruto would see as she's slowly waking up, as she could smell Igneel all over him. As Grandine would whisper softly, "Igneel?" Naruto would yell out saying that his name is Naruto Dragneel. Igneel's my dad. The dragon would look up seeing Naruto's face and the scarf covering him made out of Igneel's white scales. Scales that had fallen off that were now sewn into this weave-in pattern. Grandine would breathe a sigh of relief as she lays her head back down with Sakura continuing to heal her. After Sakura finishes basically being exhausted of all her chakra, the dragon would tell them that they're not far from the main sand village, explaining what had happened, saying that when she was flying around like usual, suddenly another dragon, a weird fake dragon made out of clay, had exploded right in her side. She hadn't even seen it coming. It's like it had no life or presence at all. She would explain that while she was trying to heal herself, she had seen the village getting attacked, and had been completely unable to do anything with her just focusing on healing herself, and that's why she had been flying towards the village now. Grandine would say that she had felt the One-Tails, one of the tailed beasts, being taken away. The Tanuki being close friends with her by this point. Apparently Grandine and the One-Tails have had several conversations, and that's enough to make her and him friends in her mind. Naruto would take Grandine's offer, saying he hasn't flown a dragon in so long, as he turns towards everyone else saying hop on, as Sora would pull Naruto, flying up on top of Grandine's back before getting the others. Naruto would pat Sora thanking him, as Sora would laugh saying aye aye sir. Kakashi, Sasuke, and Sakura would all be freaking out as tears are in their eyes, while Naruto is laughing, standing on top of Grandine's back with his arms spread wide, as Grandine would lift off the ground, with his scarf flying all around his face, the rest of the squad screaming in terror. The dragon would land outside the gate, letting them all off, as Kakashi, Sasuke, and Sakura's hair would be all frizzed up. Naruto would laugh, patting Grandine, and saying thanks for the ride, saying that made him super happy. Naruto would tell Grandine that he can't wait to fly with Igneel again, which would cause her to be confused with her sensing Igneel inside of Naruto. She wouldn't say this aloud though, wondering why he doesn't know that Igneel's with him right now. Which, as the rest of you all know, this was the way Igneel devised in order to stop the dragon seed inside of Naruto from growing and transforming him into a dragon, like a certain someone had many, many years ago. That person being known today as Acnologia. Acnologia being the black dragon. Anyway, Naruto doesn't know any of this, so it's pointless to keep talking about it. Continuing on, the squad would thank Grandine as she waits outside the village to not terrify the recently attacked villagers. Naruto and the rest of Team 7 would stroll into the destroyed village, seeing all the shops and houses that had been bombed by the Akatsuki. They'd make their way to the Kazekage's office, where they would learn that Kankuro had been poisoned. Like I said, Sakura would be basically out of chakra, meaning there's no way she can even heal Kankuro, so in this timeline Naruto would fly with Sora back to Grandine, asking if she can come. With the dragon flying outside the hospital and terrifying the villagers, Kankuro would be healed by the Sky Dragon's power, healing him instantly, doing it even faster than Sakura or Tsunade could. Chiyo would scoff, asking where the dragon was now, asking where the protector of the Land of Wind was when their village was being attacked. The dragon would look down shamefully as Naruto would snap back to Chiyo, saying that's no way to talk to her. Chiyo would laugh, asking why the boy is defending such a huge creature of that size. Monsters like that don't feel shame anyway. Naruto would clench his jaw as he grabs Grand Chiyo's clothes, saying that if she keeps talking bad about Grandine like that, then he'll teach her a new one. Before Kakashi or anyone else could say anything, it would be Grandine who tells Naruto that it's not worth it, saying that she's not worth causing a fight between the humans like this, with her asking Naruto to stand down. Naruto let go of Grand Chiyo as he turns back to Grandine, a look of sadness in his eyes, wondering if this is really how that the dragons are treated by humanity. Chiyo would make a chortling laugh as she says that they better get going if they're actually going to try and save that useless Kazekage of theirs. This is when Kankuro would bring up saying that if it wasn't for her grandson, that useless Kazekage would probably still be here in the village. This would tick Chiyo off, saying that she'll come with if it's really such a problem in such a familial manner for her. Ebizu would tell her that there's really no point in going, saying that they should just let the youngsters handle this. Chiyo would scoff, telling Ebizu to mind his own business, as she would decide to travel alongside Team 7. Naruto would jump out of the window on top of Grandine, telling his team that they can come with if they want, but he's not letting someone like her catch a free ride on his friend. Kakashi would laugh, telling Naruto to go on ahead, but just be careful, with him making a sound. Come on, Grandini, let's get out of here. The dragon would turn flying off into the sky, as Naruto would look back one last time at his team, with the team then traveling with Chiho on foot. Naruto and Grandini, with their enhanced sense of smell, being a dragon slayer and a dragon, would easily find the cave where the Kazekage had been kidnapped alongside the One-Tails. Grandini would ask Naruto if he plans to wait for his team to arrive or he's going to take this with just the two of them. Naruto would pound his hand to his fist, saying he's getting all fired up after earlier. I gotta punch something. Naruto would jump to the ground below, his feet causing a small crack in the ground. Grandini would stay up there as Naruto instructs her to, saying that if any of them try to escape, then she should blast them with a breath attack. In this manner, Naruto would then walk up to the boulder as he pulls his fist back. Fire Dragon! Iron Fist! Naruto's fists begin to be covered in condensed flames, as Naruto throws a punch, completely destroying the boulder, shattering the stones as the shrapnel falls to the ground, making clinking sounds as the stones create sparks on impact. Naruto would see as light floods into the cave, where he would see both Gaara laying slumped over, dead, Deidara and Sasori. The Akatsuki members would be surprised, wondering what the hell is that, as they see Naruto with his white scarf running into the battlefield. Wait, I recognize you. Oh, it's the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki. Hey, Sasori, check out this guy. It's just like art. He just delivered it to us on a perfect platter. What an idiot. Naruto would then say, Fire Dragon, roar! As he breathes out a huge burst of flames, the flames filling the cave as Deidara starts coughing, being forced to start heading towards the cave's exit to try and escape. Gaara and Sasori would still be inside the cave, with Sasori not needing to breathe since he's a puppet. And as Deidara tries to escape on a clay dragon, this would show Naruto a spark of flame in his eyes as he sees this is the guy who must have attacked Grandine. Grandine would see Deidara on top of his clay dragon trying to escape, as Grandine would use a Sky Dragon breath attack, a Sky Dragon roar, crashing the huge burst of wind into Deidara and his clay dragon, and causing him to topple into the side, exploding as Deidara flails to the ground. The dragon landing with a growling sound as Deidara turns around, seeing the massive white dragon. Oh, Deidara is fucked! So yeah, Deidara gets killed right there. She literally just goes, ah! So, yeah, Naruto would hear some strange screams and cracking sounds, but would pay no further attention to it, as he then focuses attention on Sasori. As Naruto would begin fighting Sasori, his poison would begin affecting Naruto, although to a lesser degree, even if he stabbed Naruto a few times. Naruto has some resistance due to being a dragon slayer, using flames to burn the poison off of his body. As Sasori was forced to reveal his 100 puppets technique, an army of puppets would come flying towards Naruto. Naruto would then use Fire Dragon, Brilliant Flame, as he creates a massive orb of flame and throws it at the puppets, burning the puppets away and turning them into ash. Even the third Kazekage's corpse would be completely useless against him, with the magnet iron sand getting melted from his flames. This is just a really bad matchup, because puppetry jutsu is not good against a fire dragon slayer like Naruto. Even with all of his skills, Naruto would be able to tank through most of them, Grandine coming into the cave and checking to see where the One-Tails had gone, with the One-Tails having been sucked into the Ghetto Mazo statue and being taken. Grandine would watch as Naruto finishes off Sasori, beating him, with Sasori telling him about the information of an informant coming to meet him from Orochimaru. Naruto would say, huh? Saying he doesn't care about any of that, causing Sasori to be like, huh? Sasori would die, with Naruto destroying his canister quite easily, as Naruto would give a thumbs up to Grandine before falling over from the poison, basically about to die as well. Grandine would use her purification abilities on him, freeing the poison and removing it from his body, as Naruto would shake himself awake, looking over to see that Gaara is truly dead. Naruto would pick up the Kazekage's body, carrying it out of the cave, as he would just meet up with his team, with Chiho asking what happened. Naruto would look down at Gaara, looking up and saying that he had taken care of both the Akatsuki members, saying that both Deidara, he'd look back to Grandine with her nodding, and Sasori, they're both dead, yeah. Chie would fall to her knees, wondering if she really had desired to see her grandson one more time, as she remembers him as a young boy and how he created those puppets of his parents to keep him company when they both had died. Naruto would hand the body of Gaara to her, with her looking at Gaara and thinking about what she had said earlier. We get the scene where Chiho says that her time is over, and she uses the jutsu that can mysteriously bring people back from death after they've been killed somehow. So that's pretty cool, you know. Great that, you know, no one else knows that jutsu, right? That's awesome. Love that. Anyway, Chiho would use it with everyone in the sand being overjoyed at Gaara's return, and the Kanzakage being freed from being a Jinchuriki. Gaara would thank Chiho as well as Grandine for both of what they had done, with Chiho being dead, obviously. After this, Gaara would give Naruto a handshake, saying she expects to see him rise to the position of Hokage soon as well. Naruto would laugh, putting his hand behind his head, saying he doesn't know about that. Naruto would then thank Gaara again for what he had said, saying that he still has a long way to go. Naruto would wave to Grandine, laughing, saying bye, as he has a blush on his face, as he runs off with Sora, Sasuke, Kakashi, and Sakura. Sasuke and Kakashi would feel completely dejected, having done nothing. Sakura at least had helped heal Grandine, so she felt like she did something, and Naruto basically took out both Akatsuki members by himself. So, that's great. It's after this we get into the Kakuzu and Hidan arc, where Shikamaru and his team would take the lead of Asuma being killed by Hidan. In this version of events, it's not Naruto who's training to learn new jutsu, it would be Sasuke, with Sasuke feeling underpowered after seeing how Naruto easily took care of 2 high-ranked shinobi by himself, with the help of an ultra-powerful dragon, of course. It would actually be this motivation from Sasuke that would cause him to have an idea. A dragon, huh? Sasuke would train with Kakashi working on his nature transformation and chakra control, until eventually we would get that scene instead of Naruto coming with the Rasen Shuriken, we would see Sasuke manipulating the clouds as he creates Kirin, using Kirin with a thunderclap on Kakuzu, taking him out with a single attack, and Tsunade declaring this new jutsu to be an S-rank jutsu and a forbidden one. The lightning from Sasuke's attack having such an effect on Kakuzu that he had burned his cells. Naruto had basically been slacking off in this time, sitting in his room and eating ramen at Ichiraku's. Upon hearing Sasuke create a new jutsu based off of a dragon, called Kirin from Kakashi, he would demand that Sasuke shows it to him. Sasuke would laugh, saying if he used that jutsu on him, then he'd be dead, saying there's no point in him using it on someone as weak as Naruto. Naruto would laugh as he pulls up his arm, saying that he bets any of his Fire Dragon King attacks could decimate whatever dragon you have. Remember, I'm a Fire Dragon Slayer? That fake lightning dragon is nothing. The two would bicker some more, with eventually the day having been won, Shikamaru passing one last smoke for Asuma, with Hidan and Kakuzu having been destroyed. Over 4 members of the Akatsuki have now been taken out, and Obito is beginning to move up his plans, with Pain now, after having taken out Jiraiya, who had gone off on a mission just like the original, would be attacking the Leaf Village next, to take the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki. However, this time, in this version of events, because Sasuke is now with Orochimaru would never have been killed by Sasuke, so Orochimaru is still a threat, as well as Itachi and Kisame are both alive, so that hasn't happened yet. Itachi has not been killed by Sasuke, because Sasuke hasn't gone after him yet. So instead he would be sending Kisame and Itachi to capture the 8 Tails, while Pain and Konan are tasked to capture 9 Tails. Jiraiya would still have successfully sent his message back with a toad frog, Naruto's tears running down his face, with him losing his second father, Igneel being his dad, and Jiraiya being the second father figure in his life. Jiraiya's passing would really hit Naruto. We get that really nice scene where Shikamaru gives him a popsicle, and he splits it, with him eating the popsicle and remembering Jiraiya during the 3 years they had spent together. Naruto would then be sent to go train with the Toads at Mount Miyaboku, where he'd begin training in Sage mode, in order to become a perfect Sage. However, when he begins his training on the first and second days, this would be when Fukasaku realizes something.
Ah, Naruto boy. Was it possible that you were perhaps trained by a dragon?
Naruto would look up where he had been meditating on top of the stone tablet, saying, yeah, how did he know? This would be when Fukasaku would grab his chin, telling Naruto that it'll be impossible for him to learn Frog Sage mode. Even if they use the Toad Oil waterfall, Naruto's body has a composition of dragons inside of it, meaning that even if he uses Toad Sage Oil, he won't be able to become a Toad Sage. There's only one way for him to learn a Sage mode and become a Sage, and that is to become a Dragon Sage. Fukasaku would discuss with Naruto what they're going to do, when Naruto would have an epiphany. Naruto would snap his fingers, saying he knows a dragon who might be able to train him, saying that he has his friend Grandine from the Land of Wind. Fugasaku would agree, sending Naruto with a reverse seal to Shikotsu Forest, the nearest location to the Land of Wind that wouldn't take Naruto all of his time training just to get there. As soon as Naruto enters into Shikotsu Forest from the reverse summon, he'd fall to his knees as a weird vision would appear inside his head. What? Suddenly Naruto would see something from a perspective that's not his, as he sees him? But no, he looks different. Why is he? It's me, but I'm older. At his side would be a white fox with 2 tails and blue flames flickering out, as he hears his own voice turning towards the fox and saying, "Come on, Tsuki, I saw him go this way." Naruto would hear Sasuke and Gaara's voices in the background chasing after him, but they'd be much younger, like several years younger than him. Before Naruto can see more, suddenly he'd be snapped back to reality as Katsuyu would touch him, with him freaking out as he falls backward, flames bursting off of his hands as he asks what's going on. Katsuyu would ask if he's okay, saying he passed out for like 5 minutes as soon as he arrived here, with Naruto saying he's fine, quickly forgetting whatever had just happened, as if though it was just a dream. Naruto would then head out of Shikotsu Forest, following Katsuyu's advice, as he makes his way towards the Land of Sand, screaming out for Grandine. The dragon would hear Naruto's voice flying over and asking what's going on, with Naruto asking her to train him how to use Dragon Sage Mode, explaining the situation with his master Jiraiya and what's currently happening in the Leaf Village. Naruto would beg Grandine to teach him, with her explaining to Naruto that the reason the Toads couldn't train him in Sage Mode is because of his Dragon Force. The Dragon Force living inside of his body rejects the idea of a regular Sage Mode, which focuses on transcendence, basically combining your chakra paths and evening all of your strength out between your physical, spiritual, and nature release energy. Naruto wouldn't get it, as she then explains that the Dragon Force is a force inside of his body that he can tap into that gives him the strength, speed, and powers of a dragon. Naruto would remember when he had been battling Sasuke back at the Final Valley, remembering this strange feeling inside of him. She'd explain to Naruto that aside from just the Dragon Force, he also has the 9 tailed beast inside of himself, making him a Jinchuriki, so his chakra control is way off. That's why he's only really using Fire Dragon styles of attacks, is because his Dragon Force has been what's carrying him, not his chakra. Naruto barely uses ninjutsu, and when he does, they are almost always related to fire attacks, since fire release is like his natural release of chakra. Typically, this is not the case in Naruto. For those of you who know, nature release takes a lot of training to learn, with Jonin having to know several nature releases, at least 2 in order to be considered a Jonin. But Naruto from birth, or since he's been living with Igneel, naturally releases fire nature jutsu. It's almost like his chakra converts naturally into flames, which is exactly what it does, because he's been raised as a fire dragon slayer, making it much harder for him to use regular jutsu unless he switches to using the Nine Tails chakra, since his own chakra pool has basically been taken over with the dragon seed purifying it. Let's think of this like a pot of water. The dragon seed that Igneel placed inside of Naruto would be like a tea bag, flooding his chakra paths and turning it into a beautiful crimson flame, allowing him to use fire dragon slayer techniques and also preventing the Kyuubi from touching it, meaning that Naruto was able to use fire dragon slayer abilities perfectly, even with the Nine Tails trying to mess with his control. That's why Naruto is so much stronger in this timeline, because he isn't using most of his chakra to suppress the Nine Tails. No. Igneel inside of him is the one actually suppressing the Nine Tails from weakening the seal. With Igneel outside of the cage and Kurama inside of it, the two have been battling, which meant that Naruto's chakra was basically free, almost as if though he wasn't a Jinchuriki at all. Anyway, Grandine would explain that if he needs to use Dragon Sage Mode, then he needs to train to be harnessing his Dragon Force. If he can access Dragon Force, he'll be able to push himself into a form even stronger than what regular humans can access, known as Sage Mode. This Dragon Sage being someone who can tap into their Dragon Force at will. Naruto would spend the rest of that time training with Grandine as he works to master his inner self and become one with his Dragon Force, attaining complete power over it and being able to enter into it at any time. This is possible because, much like the tailed beasts, the dragons are mostly composed of chakra, meaning Igneel and Kurama are both absorbing nature energy, which allows Naruto to tap into their power, with Igneel transferring his nature energy into Naruto's chakra pool, allowing him to have an infinite Sage Mode essentially. Naruto received word from Katsuyu, who had sent a mini-clone with him, that the Leaf Village had been attacked, with him doing a weird three-way reverse summoning with him thanking Grandine. Naruto would be reverse summoned from Shikotsu Forest back to Mount Miyaboku, where they then reverse summon him back to the Leaf Village, with Naruto thanking Fukasaku for everything, and Grandina, of course, who'd actually trained him, with Naruto returning back to the Leaf Village as he sees the destruction of the Shinra Tensei. Kakashi of his Kamui and Sasuke with his Kyurin had taken out 2 of the Paths of Pain. Konohamaru would have not taken out one in this timeline because Naruto doesn't really know how to teach him Rasengan, since he only can use Flame Rasengan. So essentially, Konohamaru would have to figure out the Rasengan by himself, meaning, hail to the Na. So instead, Sasuke would have taken out the Path of Pain that Konohamaru would have, and Kakashi takes out the one he would have just like in the original. Sasuke would still be alive, but basically out of chakra and on the brink, while Kakashi had actually died saving Choji, and using all of his power to save Choji and die to that Path of Pain. Tsunade would have summoned Katsuyu alongside Naruto, with Naruto and Katsuyu both being there, and Tsunade using portions of Katsuyu to heal everyone that had survived. Naruto would tell Granny to stay out of this, saying that he'll take him down, as he eyes down the Diva Path. The Diva Path would laugh, saying that he only will know pain, as he and the other 4 Paths of Pain would all go to attack Naruto. Naruto would open his eyes as scales covered the edges of them, as he would have a red color of Sage Mode around his eyes, entering into a Dragon Sage Mode through the power of Igneel. Naruto would simply slash with his fingers as a claw-like airstrike would cut down one of the paths. The next would be the one who absorbs chakra, holding his hands out, as Naruto would then cover his Fist of Flames using a Fire Dragon King Iron Fist as he throws the punch. Naruto would then channel more of his dragon force and natural energy into the attack, as the Fire Dragon King's flames would glow brighter, causing the thing to begin to transform into this lizard-like creature, the corpse of the Path of Pain falling to the ground and transforming into stone. Naruto would see the one Path of Pain trying to heal the others as he lunges forward using a Fire Dragon Wing attack, taking out both that healing path and the one they were trying to fix. This Naruto doesn't have any shadow clones to hold his nature energy for him, since he already has Igneel using his power to feed Naruto constant amounts of nature energy to upkeep his dragon force, and with it Naruto would decimate the rest of the Paths of Pain. We do not see a Kurama awakening because the seal isn't loosened, which means we don't meet Minato yet, and Naruto would listen to the Diva Path as he's beating him down, talking about the cycle of hatred. Naruto would breathe in the air before screaming out, "Sky Flame Dragon, roar!" Naruto would breathe out using both Grandine and the power of his flames, as Naruto would have absorbed the magical power from Grandine, turning him into a Sky Fire Dragon Slayer. Naruto would now have access to using Sky Dragon Slayer attacks as he uses a Sky Dragon Roar, the wind pushing back the Diva Path and slamming him into the ground. Naruto would finish beating the path as he pulls out the chakra rods, using and closing his eyes to sense where they're coming from. Using his instincts as a dragon, he would find where Nagato and Konan are, having the discussion they had originally. In this event, there is no Hinata confessing or anything like that because Naruto is never beaten or taken down. So this event with Nagato and Konan happens much sooner than the original timeline. Nagato reminisces about his past, telling Naruto about how he had just wanted to protect this world and make it peaceful, and Naruto had promised, saying that he'll do it, with him saying he will end the cycle of hatred. The hatred between humans, the tailed beasts, and of course the dragons. Nagato would use the Rinne Rebirth Jutsu just like he had in the original timeline, bring Kakashi and everyone else back from death after Kakashi got to speak to the White Fang, his father, and everyone returns to life with Nagato's hair turning white as he passes away. Konan would take his body, returning back to the Rain Village, not knowing of the attack coming from Obito. Sasuke knows nothing of Danzo's sins, nor of Itachi, because Itachi is still alive, though on the brink of death. Itachi, without Sasuke's battle ever happening, would die, never knowing if his brother was truly strong enough to survive in this world, or be okay, because Itachi and Kisame had been sent to fight Killer Bee, with Itachi using the rest of his strength in order to win, taking out the tailed beast user, the Jinchuriki, while Kisame would harness the Eight Tails, feeding it into the Geto Mazo statue, with now just Obito, Konan, and Kisame being the surviving members. Itachi's body would be kept by Obito for the time when he could either recruit Sasuke or just to have an extra pair of Sharingan, especially rare ones like a Mangekyo that Itachi has. Sasuke would feel a strange hand on his shoulder as he turns, helping with the rebuilding efforts as Itachi vanishes into the next life. The 5 Kage summit would occur, with Tsunade going this time because Naruto can heal her using Sky Dragon magic, and she's not unconscious. So Tsunade would go instead of Danzo still being alive in this timeline unfortunately, and living under the root. Tsunade would arrive at the 5 Kage summit to hear the Raikage complaining, yelling that his brother had been killed, the 8 tails having been taken by the Akatsuki and that they need to do something about this. It's at this point that Obito would arrive using his Kamui, saying that he would be declaring war on the Great Nations, as he then declares the 4th Great Shinobi War. Since Naruto is the only Jinchuriki left, he would be sent to the Turtle Island by himself with Killer Bee having been taken, as Obito relentlessly hunts for the 9 tails now. A result of Killer Bee being killed in this timeline, unfortunately, means that Naruto is alone on the island. However, there is someone else there. Someone else on the island would appear, this being the Lightning Dragon, Alexion, the Lightning Dragon King. The Raikage having offered the Lightning Dragon a copious amount of food to protect Naruto until the war was over, the Lightning Dragon would tell Naruto about what he had seen Killer Bee doing here. The dragon guiding its newfound friend and Dragon Slayer, the son of Igneel, to the Waterfall of Truth, with the Lightning Dragon telling Naruto that he would often see Master B come and sit here for days on end when he was a boy. Naruto would sit out on the island of the waterfall, closing his eyes as he opens them, seeing himself. No, an evil version of him, with dragon scales covering his fists and claws and wings, and the 9 tails whiskers and power covering him. Naruto would have a battle with this, being defeated by his evil self as he gets pushed out of the Waterfall of Truth. Naruto would attempt this several times with basically no guidance, except for the Lightning Dragon silently watching him. Naruto would inevitably find the real answer as he hugs his evil self, forgiving him for everything that had happened, saying that he knows the hatred he holds for humans. With everything that he's seen from how Grandina was treated to Igneel's disappearance and how he believes in his heart that humans might have actually killed Igneel, and this self-guilt and blame he holds for himself because of it. Naruto would pass the exam with him purifying his evil inside of himself as he then opens the staircase, walking into the hidden room where he can finally access the seal. Naruto would sit down with the Lightning Dragon outside, telling him that this is how he had seen Master B master the 8 tails. Naruto would sit silently for a while as he feels something strange. Naruto would enter inside the seal as half his body began being covered by the 9 tails chakra and the other half being covered by the golden power of the Dragon Force. Naruto would open up his eyes as he's inside the seal, as Naruto would watch Igneel and Kurama fighting. Igneel! Is that you? Igneel! The dragon would turn its head towards Naruto before the 9 tails bites it, with Igneel roaring and slashing at the fox, kicking it away. Igneel would turn towards the cage, telling Naruto, asking what he's doing here. Naruto would laugh, saying he's been looking for him for so long. Naruto would open the cage, telling Igneel to get out of there, as Igneel would tell him no. The seal would suddenly stop him, as the Bijou Bomb that was about to hit Igneel would be teleported away by the 4th Hokage. The 4th Hokage would appear telling Naruto, asking what's going on, with Naruto saying that he was just trying to free his dad. Minato would laugh, deciding not to say anything, letting Naruto believe that Igneel is actually his father. Minato would tell him that if he releases this seal, then the 9 tails could potentially escape, causing destruction on the world, with Naruto saying, nah, he's got this. Minato would laugh again, giving his son a hug which would confuse Naruto, as the 4th Hokage would disappear, slightly saddened that he was not the one in his son's life instead of this dragon. Naruto opens the seal with him beginning his battle against Kurama alongside his dad Igneel, with both of them punching down Kurama using a Fire Dragon Iron Fist and using a Flame Dragon Roar. Kurama would get bullied into the corner as Naruto would yank onto his chakra, beginning to pull it with the help of Igneel. Suddenly, chakra chains would come flying out of his body, grabbing both Igneel and Kurama, as Igneel would yell out, "What the hell is this?" Kushina would suddenly appear in Naruto's mind, with him now seeing his mom, asking why there are 2 huge monsters inside of her son. Naruto would say that that's not a monster, that's his dad, as he asks if you're really the 9 tails' true form. Kushina would laugh, saying that she's not the 9 tails. She punches him in the head, saying, you know, as Naruto looks up, realizing that this is actually his real mom. Naruto would hug Kushina, telling her everything about how he had been raised by Igneel, showing her his cool scarf and telling her about everything that had happened to him. When Kushina brings up how Minato loved her red hair, Naruto would have no idea who she's talking about, but would just go with the flow, saying, sure, as Kushina would reveal to him that Minato is actually his father, as he realizes he totally just turned down his own dad. Naruto would sigh laughing, saying that he wasn't lonely though, since he actually had his real dad, that being Igneel. Kushina would hug her son last time as the chains disappear, Naruto accessing KCM-1, and the Nine Tails being sealed inside the cage, now looking anorexic as fuck. Naruto would sense, with his range being extended via the QB times Dragon Force of his Dragon Sage mode, would sense the deaths of all the people out in the war, as he realizes that he's been being lied to. He's been being lied to about his reason for being here. Naruto would grow angry, his flames now empowering themselves as he says goodbye to Lexion, moving his way out of the island as he then shatters through Iruka's barrier with ease. Iruka leaving a note in his headband saying he's always believed in Naruto, as Naruto would wipe away his tears saying that he's going to do this for Igneel, Kushina, and Minato, his family. Naruto would pull back his fist as he creates a massive giant flame Rasengan, crashing through the barrier and destroying all of the barriers. Naruto would then use the power of a sky dragon combined with his flames to cover his feet with wind, giving him a huge boost in speed from the Kyuubi's chakra alongside his own. Naruto would use his flame clones, his smoke clones using his fire dragon style, sending multiple different versions to different battlefields, covering them with the Kyuubi's chakra, and effectively becoming a massive part of the war. Orochimaru would actually join the Shinobi Alliance in this event because he wants to continue living and not being in some stupid dream world. So there is no Edo Tensei since it's not like Kabuto's going to betray Orochimaru for Madara. And the war would begin with just the White Zetsu army and Obito. As the battle begins, Obito would use a summoning jutsu as he summons a massive black dragon. That being the human whose name back in his time was Madara, before being trained by the dragons and becoming that of a dragon himself, as the black dragon Acnologia, or formerly known as Madara, would enter the field, roaring as a huge Susanoo covers its body, its eyes filled with Rinnegan. Yes, in this version of events, after Madara had been defeated by Hashirama, he had bathed in the blood of dragons, growing ever more powerful like Acnologia, and rising to become a black dragon, an immortal dragon. After he had become one, his death had never occurred. In fact, the appearance of the black dragon correlated with Madara's death in this timeline. Naruto arrives at the battlefield with Sasuke and Kakashi there alongside Gaara as the first meteor is dropped. This Rinnegan-wielding dragon dropping 2 huge meteors and covering them with its dragon breath. Naruto would smash his hand to his fist as he enters into the Dragon Force, accessing his Dragon Sage mode combined with the Kyuubi's power. Now that's something I can take down! Grandine and Lexion will both arrive at the battlefield as well as the other remaining dragons. The Shadow Dragon, the Light Dragon, all of the dragons in this world would arrive, sensing Acnologia's return and presence, with it having been summoned alongside the Geto Mado statue. Obito would turn towards the dragon, holding his hand out as the dragon would turn, its eyes meeting Obito's as it begins to slowly transform, taking its human form as we see Madara Uchiha, the original real one, in a young, even stronger body than when he had first fought against Hashirama. The dragons would growl Acnologia's name, as Naruto says he'll take him out for sure. It's at this moment when Acnologia arrives that Igneel would growl. His failure of a past of having let Madara grow free after how many dragons he had slayed under his watch would allow him to use all of his remaining power to exit Naruto's soul. Naruto's seal opening and allowing the dragon out. Naruto would then cough a little as he looks out, seeing that Igneel had resurrected himself from inside of him, the Kyuubi being now alone inside Naruto's seal for the first time ever. As the battle begins against the Shinobi Alliance, Madara would have wiped out so many of them by himself. Obito would laugh, watching from within his Kamui-eyed mask, as Sasuke and Kakashi would take him on, Kakashi using his own Kamui to counter against Obito's. Naruto would be left to handle the dragon, the black dragon Madara, alongside the Kage. Raikage, Hokage, Kazekage, Mizukage, Tsuchikage all arriving, the 5 Kage alongside Naruto to hold back this threat, corresponding with their dragons. With a hearty war cry, Naruto would run towards Madara, his full power gleaming as he clashes with the Black Dragon. Madara in his human form having even more power than Naruto as a Dragon Slayer. He would consume all the chakra attacks that be sent at him, with him devouring any jutsu that come his way. He would then make a hand seal to use his Fire Dragon Brilliant Flame. This is when Naruto would realize that Madara had been trained as a Dragon Slayer by Igneel himself, both of them sharing the same master, with Madara having been found by Igneel after his brother had been killed on the battlefield. Naruto would grit his teeth seeing the pain in Igneel's eyes as he throws a Fire Dragon King Impact, throwing both his hands and spinning them as he creates a higher level version of the Fire Dragon Brilliant Flame, using a huge ball of flame covering Madara. Madara would simply devour Naruto's flame as the two would be exchanging blows, both of them being Fire Dragon Slayers. It's at this point Naruto would grin, saying that's not all he can do, as his fist would be covered with wind, using a Sky Dragon's Howl, as he then blows through his hand creating a windstorm, following Grandina's teachings. Madara would get blown back as he roars out again, now transforming his right arm into a dragon and slashing at Naruto. He would then use his Rinnegan to use an almighty push against all the dragons, sending them flying back. Obito would be forced to use the remnants of Kinkaku and Kinkaku's chakra to revive the Ten Tails, bringing the Ten Tails to life and distracting the dragons from Madara, leaving Naruto and Madara to battle while the Ten Tails rampages, with Obito being preoccupied by Sasuke and Kakashi. It's while they're battling that Sasuke would hear about Itachi's death via Obito, causing Sasuke to fall to his knees, realizing that his goal in life had been completely snatched away from him. Kakashi would tell Sasuke to snap out of it as Obito's about to kill him, pushing Sasuke out of the way as he takes the attack from Obito, being stabbed through the chest by a chakra rod. Kakashi would cough up blood as Sasuke would watch as Kakashi is slowly dying. Back in the real world, Naruto would be battling Madara in a losing fight, with Madara able to have much higher skill and experience than him and just being stronger overall due to his age and wisdom. Madara would be overpowering Naruto even with his Nine Tails chakra enhancing his Dragon Force. He'd use a brilliant Flame Rasengan, slamming it down on Madara before he can consume it, using the impact of the thrust to shove Madara into the ground. Naruto would take the opportunity to use his Sky Dragon healing on the remaining shinobi. Naruto would turn back, engaging in more taijutsu with Madara, with them exchanging several blows and clawing at each other. As Naruto dives deeper into the Dragon Force, scales becoming a crimson red on his body, as Madara begins to grow black scales as both of them begin to take on more and more traits of dragons. Igneel would charge into the Ten Tails, biting off one of its tails as the other dragons would be fighting it, ripping off pieces of the Ten Tails and consuming it, as the Ten Tails would slowly be whittled away by the dragons. Igneel would be stabbed through the chest by the Ten Tails spike attacks, as Igneel would die before Naruto's eyes, saying that his power had mostly been absorbed into Naruto's body via the fourth Hokage's seal, saying that it's time for him to say goodbye. Naruto would have tears in his eyes watching Igneel, as the distraction would cause him to get punched by Madara. At the same time, in the Kamui dimension, we see Kakashi coughing up blood as he's now seeing his vision fade. In this emotional state from hearing of Itachi's death and also Kakashi dying before him, his sensei, Sasuke would access the Mangekyo Sharingan using a Matarasu on the Kamui user of Obito. He'd pull out the chakra rod from Kakashi's body, saying he's going to fix him, as Kakashi would hold his hand up to Sasuke's face, saying that this is up to you now, Sasuke. As Kakashi lays in Sasuke's arms dying, Sasuke would vow revenge to Obito, ripping out one of his eyes and replacing it with Kakashi's, now utilizing the power of his own Kamui against him, giving Sasuke one Kamui and one Amaterasu eye. Sasuke would rampage, as he uses Amaterasu and Kamui combined to make a space that only holds Amaterasu, sucking Obito into pure pitch black flames. Sasuke and Obito would be fighting within dimensions, appearing back in the real world as we see Naruto and Madara with Madara on top of Naruto, pummeling him into the sand. Naruto would turn, seeing to Sasuke as their eyes lock, as Sasuke reaches out saying, Amaterasu! The moment the pitch black flames touch Naruto, he knows what to do as he begins shoving them into his mouth, devouring them and becoming stronger than Madara, as the black flames charge his Kyuubi chakra, giving him a black dragon mode. His scales taking on the black flames as a coat of flame would cover his KCM. At this point, the Kyuubi would tell Naruto that he'll help him against this Madara guy who had imprisoned him all those years ago, KCM2 and Amaterasu touching each other, as Naruto would have a black flame KCM. This being Naruto's very own beast mode, having both the power of the beast of Kurama, the Nine Tails, and the power of the Amaterasu enhanced through Igneel's strength of the Dragon Force. The Ten Tails would begin to revive itself, Madara fleeing at Naruto's power as he absorbs the Ten Tails. Obito would be killed via Sasuke, who easily dispatches him using Kamui and Amaterasu, saying and telling Naruto that would happen to Kakashi. Kakashi and Igneel both having died at the same moment. Naruto would turn asking Sora if he's okay, with Sora having been on his back helping him fly to fight against Madara. Sora would nod saying aye sir, as he's being protected by the Kyuubi's chakra with a golden cloak covering him, like how Naruto had done for the original Konoha 11. Naruto and Sasuke would turn to each other saying let's do this, as both of them power up to fight a Ten Tails Madara. The Madara had now having absorbed the Ten Tails, alongside having his power as a dragon, he would transform from his human form into a white and black dragon, having the powers of the strongest dragon in the world and the Ten Tails. My guy would use the 8 inner gates to take on this threat, showing that he can take them on too, after hearing of Kakashi's death saying that he has to go out in the springtime of his youth. It's at this point that he takes over for Naruto and Sasuke, who had been fighting this Madara and were close to the brink of death. Sakura appearing and trying to heal both of them alongside Grandina, as Naruto and Sasuke's vision would fade, as they would see in front of them a white pale-skinned man. That man stating that his name is Hagoromo Otsutsuki, the Sage of Six Paths. He would explain about the reincarnation cycle of Indra and Asura to the two, saying that he will be giving both of their powers to them, to defeat Kaguya, as he and his brother Hamura had done so many generations ago. Sasuke's Kamui Eye would begin to transform, as it's the one that is empowered with the Rinnegan, truly becoming Sasuke's eye, while his other eye would absorb the old Sharingan, becoming an eternal Mangekyo, with the Amaterasu power having dominance over Kamui. The Kamui being erased from existence. Instead, he would have his new dimensional jutsu and his switching ability from the Rinnegan, but you know how it is. Naruto would have the truth-seeking orbs behind him, as he and Sasuke would both stand up to Madara, having their full power awakened, with Sage of Six Paths mode Dragon Sage mode Naruto having Sage of Six Paths mode Dragon Force. He would use the Six Paths power combined with his Sky Dragon abilities from Grandina to completely heal Might Guy, even fixing his legs. He would turn throwing a magma-style Rasengan with the power of all of the tail beasts leeching into him as he accesses every Kekkei Genkai. Using magnet style combined with his Fire Dragon Slayer attacks, he and Sasuke would easily be pummeling this Madara, until he's too weakened to even stand. As they're about to finish him off, Black Zetsu would stab Madara with him being weakened, taking over his body as he then takes advantage of this to summon Kaguya, his mother. Now, without Kakashi having died against Obito, now we just have Sasuke, Naruto, and Sakura versus the Ten Tails revived Kaguya. This Naruto is much stronger than the original timeline though, due to his Dragon Slayer abilities, meaning with his flames he can burn out of the ice that she tries and locks them inside of, using his jutsu. Alongside Sasuke, Sasuke, and Sakura would get that finishing blow on Kaguya, who's still disoriented after being reincarnated, and use this power of the Sun and Moon Seal to seal Kaguya Otsutsuki once and for all. They would return with Sasuke using his dimensional travel jutsu, as Hagoromo would disappear, taking the power with him as Sasuke and Naruto give each other a high five. Sakura would cry after hearing what happened to Kakashi and Igneel, the dragons saying that they were happy that Actinologia has finally been killed, with Igneel's sacrifice being worth their goal to take out the merciless tragedy known as that Black Dragon. There is no need for Sasuke and Naruto to fight here since they've been on the same side for years now, so there is no second Final Valley fight. Instead, there is no arm blowing off, there is no Sasuke repenting. Sasuke would become the new leader of the Root after Sasuke had heard from Obito the truth of Itachi back during the Kamui fight. He would have heard of Danzo's deeds telling Naruto, and Naruto would have exiled Danzo. Using his status and power from basically being the single-handedly winning the war, Naruto would have exiled Danzo, stripping him of his privilege, the Sharingan that had been inside his arm, and throwing him out of the Land of Fire, saying if he ever enters again, then he'll kill him, leaving him to suffer out the rest of his days. With Sasuke now being the leader of the Root Anbu, and Naruto now beginning to ascend to Hokage status, Naruto would be the protector of the Land of Fire, just like his dad was. both of his dads actually. With Kurama having come around, Naruto has full access to the Kyuubi's power and has no resistance anymore, meaning he can use his own Sage mode by taking his hands together and basically having to use the pose of stillness to bring in nature energy or have Kurama bring it in for him, like how Igneel used to do. And so we end on a happy scene of Sasuke, Sakura, Naruto, and the rest of the Konoha 11 grabbing some grub from Ichiraku Ramen, with Sora barely getting through his first bowl. The cat having a huge tummy that Naruto would say he'll squeeze. Sora scratching at Naruto and saying he shouldn't do this. When he scratches at Naruto's face, he would leave 6 marks on his face, with Naruto screaming asking what that was for, as we see 6 lines of blood on Naruto's face. Sasuke would turn looking at him laughing as he points saying it looks like he has whiskers. Everyone would laugh as Naruto finishes down another bowl of ramen, ordering another, saying he can't get enough of this stuff. Bringing us to the end for What If Naruto Was a Fire Dragon Slayer. I hope you guys enjoyed this. It was a great series, and I'm finally so glad to finish it. There is more to come with more series in the future. We have more to finish. So, if you guys are excited, make sure to keep your eye posted on the videos tab, as well as comment any suggestions down below for what series of mine you want me to finish next, or a new series you want me to make, since I just finished What If Naruto had Devil Fruits. However, I already have one slot taken, that being What If Subaru Had a Great Sage, with one of my most loyal subscribers, that being Top Hat Assassin, having requested this as a birthday gift. So keep your eye out for August, because that will be when the series will be dropping, since this man has been around for like 2 years. He comments on like everything. He's probably listening to this right now. So I will make your ideas. If they're either good enough, or if I see you in the comment section enough, I probably will make it eventually. But that's about it. So thank you guys for watching this far, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Ja ne!